What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Press Box. What's good, Bama? How you doing on this lovely Wednesday? Shout out to Hump Day. Man, you good?
I'm good, man. I'm off the catnip already.
okay. Already. I love it. We joined with Random, Trent, Lonnie, Riddell, Jalen, G Baby, and Early. Fellas, it is Super Bowl week. It's time to really lock all the way in. We are at the climax of football season. Bittersweet end to the week, but it is what it is. Definitely this show right here will have major rankings implications going into next week and for them open field fellas. But to start the show, let's just get right into it. Obviously, the matchup between the 49ers and the Chiefs has a lot of different stories regarding both teams. But let's just get right to Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers. They're back at the top of Mount Everest, battling for a chance at immortality. If Kyle Shanahan is unable to get the job done, will he start to get overrated criticism because this will be another squandered championship opportunity for him? So how much pressure is on Kyle Shanahan going into this Super Bowl? Go ahead, Lonnie.
To me, I mean, he's already a lot. I feel like last year he already started getting some of the overrated stuff comments, especially from like Trent and other people calling them like the California Cowboys. But if you look at it from like outside in, like, isn't this kind of like what Andy Reid went through in the beginning of his career? Like he went to like 4 straight NFC championships, couldn't get it done. So like, yeah, the clock is gonna be ticking on him, but at the same time, I don't think San Francisco has a better option. They're not gonna fire him,
right?
They're successful with them, and they know like the market beats. What they're gonna get Vrabel, like Vrabel's
the market. You're not gonna find anything better.
Yeah, so he's gonna get the overrated because like he can't get it done, but at the same time, he's still gonna be like a top 5 coach in the league.
Right.
So like you're gonna have to just stick it out with him. Like if people like I remember back then we were still giving Andy Reid all the grace because of the situations that he was in. You're losing to the arguably maybe the greatest quarterback of all time with one of the greatest coaches of all time. Like I'm not gonna twice. So I'm only gonna tax you so much for that. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a knock on your career, but at the same time, you're going up against possibly the GOAT.
Right. For real. Go ahead, G baby.
You on mute, gang.
You're muted, man.
My fault, yo.
You're still muted.
Get it together. Get it together.
You good.
Only reason why I want to push back on what you just said is because you said I'm not going to give you too much slack because you're playing against the GOAT and you played against Brady when you were in Atlanta. Here's my only pushback to that.
That's an OC. That's not head coach resume. That's OC.
Still, but you were running the offense. You had full control of it. And your play calling was some of the things we questioned. I'm just saying the reason why I'm pushing back on it is because other than I think Jalen, we don't give other people passes for always losing to the GOAT. AKA Peyton Manning. Hey, if you would have came through when you were supposed to, that could have been you, gang. That could have been you. So my only thing is, yeah, you played Mahomes, but you was up 20-10. Yeah, you played Brady, but you was up 28-3. And a lot of people blame your play calling for the reason the offense didn't score again. It wasn't just Matt Ryan being trash. They blamed your play calling. You're in the red zone and you don't run the ball again. You get sacked and get out of field goal range. So I don't want to give him that pass. I do agree, however, like, you're not going to find nothing better. Like, you're just not. Like, Vrabel, maybe, like, if you just – I think they'd be in the same spot, but the team would not be ran the same. Like, you're not going to find nothing better. So I don't think you get rid of him. But you definitely are going to have that, well, can you get the job done? Mm-hmm. Like, you're going to have that because, unfortunately, the 2 biggest blemishes on your career are blown leads in the Super Bowl. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Man, my only issue with that is that it depends on the expectation you have for Shanahan, right? Peyton Manning, we expect him to be one of the greatest of all time. So him falling underneath that, he deserves the criticism. I'll be honest, I don't hear the all-time conversation with Shanahan. All I hear is he's a really good coach. That is the extent that I hear when it comes to Shanahan. He's a really good coach season by season, and he proves it. He constantly has a really good team going into the playoffs. I think the choke argument is warranted, but the overrated argument isn't, because he's just not put in a position that if he's above that, he'll be considered overrated. So Shanahan, for the most part, is properly rated. He's not an all-time coach. He keeps on losing to a better team, better coach. It is what it is. Choke artist, maybe, but not overrated.
Well, I think that kind of comes into play with the question J-Rob asked, because what you said, Riddell, like, if what G-Baby said, like, if he would have won those games, especially with the Super Bowl, he would be looked as an all-time coach. Like, if he would have won the Super Bowl back in 2019, what his resume looks like, he will probably look like an all-time coach and be on the way, especially what they're doing right now. But he's not, because they keep choking leads and losing. So I kind of feel like if they lose again, it's like what it is on Andy Reid, but it kind of look worse because, like, bro, like 28-3, you have blown a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl, and then if you lose again, and we all know this is probably the worst Chiefs team we're probably ever going to see. Like, this is the part people talking about Brock Purdy. The team is phenomenal right now. This is the year for the 49ers to win it. So if they don't win, Kyle Shanahan has to get looked sideways, bro.
Trent, isn't this kind of like repetition though? Because we said this about every team the Chiefs have placed. Oh, Dolphins, like this is the worst team.
But the thing is, though,
Josh Allen, Lamar, this is the worst. So it's like
those teams should have got it done. Now people been saying the 49ers should be right back what they were last year, and they're in the Super Bowl.
What's the biggest criticism for the 49ers the last couple of years? That quarterback position. That quarterback position has been the biggest thing, because at the end of the day, you can call your plays and you can disagree with some play calls like people have done with Dan Campbell, even though he had an excellent overall job throughout the year. But if that quarterback, the most important position on the field, is just not that guy, there's only so many things that you can call to put you in a position to win. And like when you're rewatching the Super Bowl, for the most part, when I was rewatching that game for the Chiefs in 2020, they were playing well. Like G-Baby said, in the start of the fourth quarter, they were up by 10, but then they put the ball in Jimmy G's hands to end the game, and he just couldn't do it.
Okay,
I'm with you, but at the same time, like, it's not like it was perfect for the team.
Riddell, don't we both agree that Brock Purdy cleared Jimmy G?
I think he's better, yeah. I think he's better.
So should we not see definitely a difference from what we saw in 2020? Because we shouldn't see no more blown leads, especially if they get up early. We should not see a blown lead. Point blank simple.
The Chiefs defense better than what they were in 2020?
Yes, they are.
They've been playing amazing. They've been playing
immensely better.
I think we have to go with the expectation, like to what Riddell was saying, is that, like, I think with Kyle Shanahan, I'm not holding him to the same regard as Bill Belichick, Bill Walsh, Andy Reid, Vince Lombardi, as his all-time great. We're not holding him to that standard. 100%. We're not holding him to that all-time standard, all-time great standard. Right? So in that case, if he loses, say, okay, he's a good coach. He lost another big game. That's who he is. Do I think he'll probably get one Super Bowl in his career? Cool. Yeah, probably. I just don't see him as a multiple Super Bowl winning coach. But I don't hold him to that standard. But also, I can understand also, too, is that, again, losing to Mahomes and Andy Reid, if we hold in Mahomes and Andy Reid both in those all-time conversations, you lose to that, that's cool. I get it. Like, that's cool. Like, just like cool. Kind of no, I'm saying it is what it is. Like when the Utah Jazz lost to Jordan and the Bulls, I get it. They're a great team, but you lost to the greatest team arguably that ever lived, and to arguably the second greatest player who ever lived. It is what it is. Like, I'm just not. It's not a knock on his resume losing to Mahomes, Andy Reid, and that team. Now, if he lost to, let's say he played, if he played the Ravens, I would expect him to win more. Then the expectation would be different. But because he's going against Andy Reid, Mahomes, and this team, the expectation I have for him is not as high. So I'm not going to give him as much as the blame for a loss that happens.
But this what blows me about y'all. Y'all some recency bias ass niggas, man. I just don't understand how a dude, like, if you actually count on your hand how many coaches in the NFL, so many don't even make it to the Super Bowl. But the guy who's got there twice, even though he's lost, like, who was Andy Reid before Patrick Mahomes? How we talk about him?
He met with him, Donovan McNabb doing his thing. Well, Alex Smith doing his thing.
Like, he was
until he got one
playoff choke.
The same way a lot of us look at Bill Belichick now and think he got like frauded. A lot of us.
Think that's what me and Lonnie what Lonnie brought up with Andy Reid. That's the point. What Kyle Shanahan, he could have been viewed at least as more of an all-time coach if you don't want.
But he ain't missed that Jimmy G throw, Trent. Like, how's that?
Wait, but let's not act like they didn't play hella conservative in that fourth quarter while the Chiefs got back in the game. Let's not do that. Let's not act like that's not the reason why the Chiefs got back in that game. It's because of Kyle Shanahan. The coaching wasn't good.
Andy Reid was one play away from beating the Patriots in Super Bowl
appearances. Think about this: him and Sean McVay, those guys who came from that Commanders, was the Redskin tree. Both of them have 2 Super Bowl appearances. Both of them about to have 2 Super Bowl appearances. One got a win, and one might have a win this time. When I look at those level of coaches, if Kyle Shanahan get fired, the moment he step his foot out of the 49ers facility, it's going to be some team truck pulling up and saying, "Get in, we need you as our coach." It's like, but hear what I'm saying though, for a guy to get scrutinized, right, in a young career, when did he take over the 49ers? 2018,
17.
Yeah. 17. So we talking about 6 years, right? Oh. This nigga Andy Reid lost forever before we even gave him a hard time.
But the thing is, though, I feel like y'all are kind of praising participation trophy awards because we're talking about getting it done. That's why Kyle Shanahan's going to get viewed like that if he doesn't win. Because, again, the reason why I call them the California Cowboys, they always get to like the NFC chip or the Super Bowl, and they never won. They never win. They never get it done. And with these 49ers team, they should get it done. Point blank.
I agree. I feel like the 49ers should get it done, but my only counterpoint with the Chiefs is that, like we said, like, oh, everyone should get it done with the Chiefs. Maybe the Chiefs are just better than what we thought they were. Like, they have, like, Mahomes is better than what we originally gave credit for. The defense is better because we felt like everyone should beat them. But if you think everyone should beat you, but no one beats you, then maybe you're just better than what everyone thinks.
That's also true. I'm not really gonna, because yeah, because you gotta understand. Yeah, the Chiefs this year, they had the most drops. They dropped like 4 less percent of that. They're gonna win majority of the game.
Well, so I think with how we feel about Kyle Shanahan is how he showed us, right? We are always going to be, until he wins, we're always going to he presided over maybe the worst loss in NFL history, 28-3. He presided over that, being the offensive guy. And he has been wildly successful as the coach of the 49ers, like basically making it to divisional AFC championship game every year except for the year that they were beset with injuries. I believe it was 2021, if I remember correctly. The problem is right now is until he wins, because he's done everything else, until he wins, we will never truly, like, I guess, honor what he's done. Like, because you have to bring that championship home, right? What's that record? And J-Rob used to bring it up all the time, but now it's 1 in like 32 when he's down by
37 or something like that.
That record, like when he's down by like that matters. That's why people are always going to keep him at arm's length. We respect. He's a top 5 coach. We respect what he's done. But the fact that people like Trent, which even though I disagree with the California Cowboys title that he has, you got to win. You just have to at this point. You've done everything else. And sure, you lost to Brady. Sure, you lost to Mahomes. But like both times, you had them both like on the edge, like damn near facing the firing squad, and you somehow let them off.
But what does arm length mean exactly? Because like I hear what you're saying, Trent, in terms of like he's always there, but not being able to get over the hump. Same with you, Random. But even if you won 1 Super Bowl, are we going to look at him as an all-time coach?
If you look at his resume,
he's closer.
If you look at what he's done this 6 years,
I mean, we look at Mike McCarthy. Yeah, Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl, but we're not going at Mike McCarthy and going
I don't think. Look at the quarterbacks that Kyle Shanahan has had to win with, and you tell me that he's the same as Mike McCarthy.
No. And then also, even with that, Kyle Shanahan has made it farther than Mike McCarthy. We know every time the Packers usually be losing the division around.
The Packers were 15-1. The Packers were 15-1.
But McCarthy won a Super Bowl though.
Yeah, that's the point. The McCarthy won a Super
Bowl. Now we'll say
this
though. Well, I'll say this.
I'm talking about for right now. But I'm talking about like as of right now. If you want to say that at that time with Mike McCarthy, he was looking closer as an all-time coach, and then it fell off crazy. But I'm saying though, Kyle Shanahan could have been getting closer as an all-time coach, but they keep losing.
He's also had Mike McCarthy's had inexplicable losses as the dominant team in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's why he's not all.
The thing about coaches too is like coaches are legitimately only measured in wins and losses in championships. That is the only way to measure a coach. And so when you look at a Kyle Shanahan, the reason why I think he will have the criticism is because over time, like you could have winning seasons, but the standard of the coach that you are is a championship. I think one of the reasons why Mike Tomlin's criticisms or the way the Steelers perform doesn't really go as far is because he has 2 Super Bowl championships. So in some ways, people know the level of coach that he is. Like, for example, if Sean McVay never wins another championship and the Rams are an average team or whatever, they'll be a playoff team for the rest of his tenure with the Rams. Kyle Shanahan, and never wins a Super Bowl, he could have a way better win percentage as a coach over all time over Kyle Shanahan. But when you ask about the 2 coaches, most people are going to say, I'd rather have McVay, or McVay was a greater coach, because they are only measured in gold.
But how many guys J-Rod took decades to win? Went to this team and that team.
No. You can take a long time to win. You can take
as long as you win early,
but you have to find a way to win.
You, man. Now you can have conversations.
But I'm just saying,
I'll say no, but I don't.
Y'all niggas wasn't fucking with him when he played for the Eagles. Stop that, dog. Now that
that's above the point though. Yeah, that's also part of it.
Point, yeah.
Because you're saying Mike Shanahan has been. I mean, Kyle Shanahan has been there for 6 years, right? Got 2 Super Bowl appearances, right? Okay, he don't win it right now. He ain't got time to still be great.
But what I said just went over your head. I literally said if he never wins one, he'll be a great coach. He'll be a great coach. Like he'll be known as a good coach. But the fact that he didn't win one, like bro, I'll give you this example. Jim Harbaugh, people don't realize this year for Jim Harbaugh made or break his narrative as a coach. Because if Michigan would have lost to Ohio State and not won a national championship in Jim Harbaugh's way, it would have been his it was 7-8 years as a coach in Michigan. Yeah, he at Michigan. He had a losing record against Ohio State. He won the last 2. If they would have lost this year and lost the national championship, there'll be a lot of criticism about Jim Harbaugh, and he's been coaching for a long time. So I just think for me, when you win that championship as a coach, you are given a level of grace. Like, why is Doc Rivers still getting coaching jobs in the NBA? He living off 2008.
Got it.
Because he's living off 2008. In 2024, he living off 2008 because all he's done is blow leads in big games. But people still consider him a good coach. You know,
perfect example. And forgive me for not knowing his name off the rip. Does anybody ever talk about the Bills head coach when they went to 4 straight Super Bowls?
Marv Levy.
Does anybody ever talk about him?
Accomplishment, though. That's an incredible accomplishment. Getting to 4
they give him.
Does anybody talk about him?
No, you're right. So my thing is, this is how I'm going to put it for me.
But if he had 4 Super Bowl wins, he'd be all-time great.
No, he'd be one. Fellas, if that would have been one, we talk about him differently. If we've been one of those, we talk about him differently.
This is how I would put it. This is how I would put it for me, at the very least. When it comes to Kyle Shanahan, I think it's better to say that he underachieved 100%. I am with you in the sense that he underachieved, considering that he was always in the position to make it over the top, win the Super Bowl, become champions. But overrated, I would look at someone like Nick Sirianni, where Nick Sirianni was last year, had a stacked team, went to the Super Bowl. Everything's great. This year, with not as good of a team, it fell off a cliff. That point, he was like, oh, the expectation. You were at the Super Bowl, great record, very dominant achievements. And then when it wasn't as good, not everything clicking as well, at that point, like, maybe we overrated him last year. Maybe he wasn't that Super Bowl caliber coach that you could say. I think that would make more sense in the situation. For Kyle Shanahan, the only reason why I can't say that is the biggest thing, honestly, for me, is the criticism has been apparent every year. The quarterback position. We think it's Brock Purdy, but what if the Super Bowl happens and we see the mistakes that the same with Jimmy G? Then I'm like, that at that point, you're like, I mean, okay. What can you do? What can you do?
And so this is where I feel like you just went on a slippery slope by bringing up the quarterback position. I'm not going to say you specifically, Riddell, because I can't recount. But we tax Bill Belichick for his ability to pick players outside of and because it's not the quarterback position, his ability to pick players has been criticized. And let's be honest, if Brock Purdy doesn't win this Super Bowl, there are going to be some people who are going to say, well, look at Brock Purdy, how he played. It was the quarterback. But remember, Kyle Shanahan decided to go with Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan also decided and was cool with betting the farm on Trey Lance. And honestly, that got matched because of Purdy. Also, there was a conversation this year that people have talked about. The story is out that they sat Brock down and said, Brock, if we don't get Tom Brady, you're going to be the backup. We might get Tom. So there's been decisions made by Kyle Shanahan about the quarterback position. And ultimately, they also had opportunities to get other quarterbacks. They could have threw a bag at Aaron Rodgers. Now, obviously, we don't know about the Achilles that would have happened in San Fran, but you could have got other players. You could have got a different guy to come there. There was also Tom Brady was available when out of New England. Like Bill was pushing him out the door. So you could have got a guy that we know has proven to be able to get the job done. So you got to look at the coach in that regard as well. We can't always give him the bailout of he don't have good quarterback play or he didn't have the quarterback position. And I think the issue with the Nick Sirianni thing is Nick Sirianni been a head coach for 3 years?
Is this going to be his third
year? Fourth year. Kyle Shanahan, we have a large sample size of this. Large sample size. Like Trent was in high school, middle school. I was in college. Like we remember these points in our lives about Kyle Shanahan from the Falcons situation to now with the 49ers. So if he loses this one, the reason why I think people may really consider him overrated is because the only thing people will have to measure him by is will he just get the job done finally? Because anything in the playoffs and anything from a conference championship, people gonna think same old Kyle Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think the overrated part will start to come because he's been around for a long time. I think your longevity
are you overrated only if you don't win? Because I just feel like wins and losses in the Super Bowl, it dictates everybody's legacy. You just said Marv Levy. We act like Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, and Andre Reed. They were literally getting compared to Michael Irvin,
Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman.
And Jim Kelly is a better quarterback than Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Thurman Thomas ain't too far from Emmitt Smith. If you really like Emmitt Smith, dog, that is the most.
We know.
The offensive line.
Early. We know. We've talked about this. We know. We all know that, bro. We talked about
winning and
losing. You ain't saying nothing we don't agree with in that regard.
If the Bills get 2 of them wins, we talk about. No one talks about.
If they win the first one early, we talk about the Bills differently.
No one talks about Andre Reed. Andre Reed got numbers.
But early. That's the whole point. Early is the fact of the matter is they don't like bro's 0-4 in the Super Bowl, so nobody's talking about that, bro. Like,
facts. And
that's the reality of it.
We should talk about
facts. And if you want to say that some of those losses they had were very unlucky, why right too?
Facts.
Yeah, but still 4 times.
You're not. Yeah, like people not. Yeah, and the thing is, and this is what y'all gotta also remember too. Like in 20 years from now. Nobody going to keep saying they lost because of wide right or wide left. They just going to say them Super Bowl losses. Like if you remember the game, you'll bring up the field goals. Yeah. But in like on a just blank canvas, you're just going to say they lost the Super Bowl. So even in this regard, when we talk about Mahomes to our kids, we're not going to talk about the holding call by Bradbury. We're just going to talk about Mahomes and them Super Bowls. Like this team was a dynasty. Like some of that context is always going to get missing.
I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, Shanahan will 100% be lost in history. I agree to that. If he doesn't win, he'll be lost.
And that's my whole point. And that's why I say overrated because you can't because the measuring stick is only gold. We're not gonna keep talking. At some point, like you just said, Kyle Shanahan's name gonna get less and less and less because other coaches are gonna win more. Like Sean McVay, we're gonna talk about him forever, bro. He's locked in.
Being lost in history, we get that.
You brought up what's his name? You brought up Nick Sirianni. I think Nick Sirianni is starting to feel like a fraud, but he's like a coach where he can redeem himself because he just started. Like what J-Rob said, when 28-3 happened, I was in the 8th grade. Like I'm in college now. Like he's been in the league for a minute. He's been in the league for almost 2 decades.
8 years ago.
And you know what else don't help him, Riddell? You know what else really don't help him? I gotta be honest. I hate to be this person. His last name. You know who his daddy is?
One of the best coaches of all time.
One of the best coaches of all time.
Yeah.
Like his coach is in the pantheon with the greats. Like his name is tied to the greats. So you know, unfortunately for Kyle Shanahan, his name itself already brought a standard as is. It is because he's obviously probably benefited from nepotism in his career. We would all agree to that.
Are you looked at in history as a better coach if you win versus a coach that never won?
Yeah. In history, yes, you will be. No, for sure. I get that.
No one will tell me what's the coach that coached the Eagles, got their first Super Bowl, that coached the Jaguars now? What's his name again?
Peterson.
Doug Peterson.
No one gonna tell me Doug Peterson is a better coach than Rex Ryan. Like no one can tell me that.
Doug Peterson is the best coach than Rex Ryan.
Then who?
He is a better coach than Rex Ryan. Doug Peterson is a better coach. Wait. I love Rex. You know I love Rex. Come on. Hold on.
Golly,
Early. I'm not even about to be disingenuous about Rex. I love Rex. Rex is a Jets legend. I think Rex might have been a quarterback away. I'm not even going to say in front. We went to 2 AFC championships with Mark Sanchez. That's crazy work. That's why I always tell G Baby, the Jets did the Jimmy G thing first. We did it first, bro. We took Mark Sanchez to 2 of them.
Imagine if Phillip Rivers didn't just die in San Diego.
But early, you have to remember though, Doug Peterson went out there and won a Super Bowl with his backup quarterback.
Not
only that.
He had the MVP of the league before he got the backup quarterback.
He had the MVP of the league, who we all know will never, ever be at that level of quarterback again. That 1 year looks like one of the biggest flukes in history because of that MVP year by Wentz. Then you have your backup quarterback go win a Super Bowl.
So that not just Nick Foles playing a great game?
He did it 3 times.
He was hot.
He was more than just one game.
Okay.
So Jim Kelly's backup quarterback.
And then nobody's gonna give him a chance. And then he flipped Trevor Lawrence. He literally goes to another.
Are you comparing Patrick Mahomes play to Nick Foles?
We ain't doing this, bro.
Are you serious?
What you do?
He's not saying that. He's talking about like
Mark Sanchez is better than Nick Foles.
If you're gonna say a coach is so great, he makes his quarterback great, then can we at least give Andy Reid a little bit of credit for Patrick?
We always praise for that. He's been doing this
We do it for both.
What you saying?
Wait, early. Hold up. Early. You said let's give praise to Andy Reid for Patrick Mahomes. Ain't that the same thing you was taxing him for when we was having these GOAT conversations? Because he had Andy Reid?
That's why I was taxing him, because I'm saying that, dog, if Patrick Mahomes, think about this, guys. This is how y'all talk about Patrick Mahomes, right? Think about this. If Patrick Mahomes was a number 1 overall pick, like a Bryce Young, like a Cam Newton, and he went somewhere where it was fucking abysmal, what would he be then?
I'm not gonna hold you. Patrick Mahomes. If we keep it a buck, maybe Patrick Mahomes doesn't reach this level, but he would have been better than Mr. Trubisky before Matt Nagy turned into the.
What if he went to Chicago?
He would have been better than Mr. Trubisky.
Early, we understand.
Be the backup to a guy who's a consummate pro, be on a playoff team, and then fall right into that. Come on, y'all.
Wait, time out. Even though you talking about if he went to Chicago, forgive me if I'm wrong, wasn't at one point for like 2 good years, Chicago was a pretty damn good football team with Khalil Mack and them, and now am I bugging?
No, they were a playoff team.
Bro, didn't they lose off a double doink?
Allen Robinson was a great one.
And you're not telling me Patrick Mahomes in that situation not going fast.
I was in the airport when that happened. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was literally in the airport.
Yeah, you're not the Nick Foles.
I watched it on the airport television. I remember
that.
Was
actually hooping.
Yeah.
As a Saints fan, remember,
I remember that. I remember that year.
Yeah, like
I didn't want to see the Bears. I didn't want to see them.
Yeah, nobody.
I have a question about
that was the 1 year. That was the 1 year that Mitchell actually looked like he might be all right.
That was
like he was okay, but that defense was disgusting, bro.
Yeah, but in terms of coaching, how many years do we give a pass for say look at Dan Campbell or Houston's head coach right now? We all think they're good coaches. How many years until they become quote unquote bad coaches because they haven't won?
Well, the thing is, wait, time out. But see, wait, time out. That's the thing. Wait, but that's the thing, Jalen. We got to clear that up. Okay, we're not calling Kyle Shanahan a bad football coach. Mm-hmm. Okay. But the problem is, right, when it comes to coaches, and the reason why I say winning and losing matters for the coaches is because when we go down to decide who are the greatest coaches of all time, the first box we checking is Super Bowls. That's going to be the first box we check.
Watch this.
Then the second box, I think, is going to be like personnel, moments, win-loss record, Hall of Famers, elevated players, things of all that nature. That's when the conversation becomes nuanced. But I think to be in the conversation, I don't think there'll ever be a top 4, top 5 coach, top 10 coach in the history without that doesn't have some level of.
That's an all-time great coach concept. You can still be a good coach. You can still
be a good coach. You can definitely be a good coach.
That's fine.
Patrick Mahomes, they don't draft Myles Garrett. They draft Patrick Mahomes to the Cleveland Browns. What we doing? What we talking about the first 7 years of his career?
Sure, it'd be different.
What year did he get drafted?
3 touchdowns?
Wait. What year did he get drafted?
Don't lie to me and say he gonna
No. Let me ask a question. What year was that? 2017.
If Tom Brady got drafted,
but that's like saying. But my question is this. My question. All right. But that's like just saying, what if Drew Bledsoe never gets hurt?
Yeah, we don't know who Tom Brady is.
Literally, that's like saying if Tom Brady goes the first overall pick to a terrible team, like there's
and then let's be real, the Browns haven't been
the same. We all admit that his first 4 to 5 years, Tom Brady was an ultimate game manager, dog.
Okay, but
what I'm saying is, he was a 6th round draft pick. And honestly, you know how politics works in the NFL. Tom Brady's opportunity to go in for Drew Bledsoe, that was a little bit of luck and opportunity.
Most definitely.
And he sees it. And all I'm saying is,
was complete, is what I'm saying.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Pick,
but what I'm saying is, we may have never got to know about Tom Brady, because you got to also remember, because he was 6th round draft pick early, he might have just been thrown. He might would have got thrown into a trade the next season if Drew played the whole year, just on some fluke shit like, oh, we need a quarterback, so here we'll give you this kid, Tom. That's all I'm saying. Like, Tom's opportunity, he seized it, and the fact of the matter is, too, is his opportunity was seized for a team that was built to go. I think same kind of thing with Brock Purdy.
They went to the Super Bowl with Drew Bledsoe alone.
Got a great level of talent to be able to utilize, so at least showcase that he could play.
That was 5 years ago under a different regime.
As we get older, in our 50s and 60s, you niggas will lie to your kids and your grandkids. I won't lie about Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna be the same.
But wait,
old heads who really watch him go and play, who know he didn't play against as much niggas he thought we played against. I'll be that guy, Patrick Mahomes. Early. He had a good
early. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, because you asked, if Patrick Mahomes got drafted to the Cleveland Browns, then what are we saying? We're not taking away the fact that he got drafted to a great situation, but you went from a great situation to the absolute worst. Nobody. Like, let's be real. Deshaun Watson is still a question mark on whether or not he's made it in the Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns have still not had a quarterback.
Right.
Still, they're winning in spite of it. Kevin Stefanski is making it the closest thing we can get to possibly finding one. But Cleveland has still not had a quarterback.
Part of his legacy is the fact he was drafted 10th and was able to sit behind an ultimate pro on a playoff team, and then his success looks quicker and faster and better. For a guy who, again, like a Cam Newton, who goes to a team that's supposed to have the number 1 pick, and because he's a number 1 pick type of quarterback, because I'm pretty sure we redid history, the Cleveland Browns have drafted Patrick Mahomes number 1 overall, right? Now, he don't have the 50 touchdown season. He don't have the MVPs, by the way. Now we ain't calling him to go. So if it works hand in hand for the coaches, it should work hand in hand.
Here's the thing, though.
It does, though.
But hold on, J-Rob. But hold on. First off, you went to the Browns.
You blew mine, bro. You just blew mine.
You be hopping to the worst team for teams. Because first you chose the Chicago Bears. If he would have got drafted to the Chicago Bears, he could have still been the problem in the league because they were still a playoff team.
But Trent, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. The thing that made me annoyed by what he just said was he talking about 50 and 5,000 like that's. Anybody could do that in his situation.
Okay, so
he said that so lightly.
Early.
50 and 5,000 is insane numbers in the National Football League. That says something about the player.
So early. What if he doesn't throw 5,050, but he throws 4,240?
He does 42 and like 37 probably with the Bears.
Yeah,
if he does 4,240 with the Cleveland Browns, I'm thinking. Listen, I see why. Hold up, I see why Jalen is a LeBron James fan because he is in Cleveland.
When
niggas don't do it.
That's facts. That's facts.
That's facts, though. That's facts.
In Cleveland, I go, boy, that boy Patrick Mahomes.
But who did it in Kansas City, though?
Nobody didn't win a Super Bowl for 50 years.
Nobody.
Wait. But who did it?
Nobody.
This is worse numbers.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Do we need to remember the quarterback history before Patrick Mahomes got there?
Tyreek Hill and Tua got Tua in MVP conversations. That's Tyreek Hill, dog.
But you act like there was somebody.
Why do y'all believe in Tua except for Bama? He got Tua in the MVP.
Yeah, crazy. But you act like this. You act like there was a quarterback before Patrick Mahomes that even came to his level as even good. They had Trent Green, Alex Smith. Who else?
Matt Castle,
bro.
Nobody
Early. Wait, you know what? I'll give Bill Belichick for Matt Castle. He got that boy paid.
You know what's funny?
Got that boy
paid. All
paid.
niggas won in Kansas City.
Early.
The Cavaliers didn't win back in the day. Like, bro.
In Kansas City.
They didn't
Hold on. Thank you, Lonnie. Say it again. Lonnie. Thank you. Jamal Charles was C-Mac before C-Mac. Catching it out of the backfield, doing all of that. That was
get it out the mud.
Wait, early.
Get out the mud. Really go through. Really doing LeBron James.
All right, G baby, say your points. We got to
He ain't LeBron though.
I know, like,
all right.
Alex Smith, his last year in Kansas City, which is the only time he did it in Kansas City, threw for 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 5 picks.
Shout out Andy.
And then the next year, literally, same team, 5K 50. That's the only time Alex Smith ever threw for 4,000 yards on that team.
All right, wait. All right, early.
Alex Smith, right? That's an amazing season.
All right.
Next topic. We gotta go
Early. We gotta move on because I want to get to these super chats and get to the next topic. Drink more water. If the Chiefs win, where does Andy Reid rank? Lonnie, go ahead. You can answer that.
Like all time?
One person answer it. Yeah, just Lonnie. Go ahead.
Top 15? Maybe?
Top 15.
Disrespect.
We're talking all-time NFL.
All time.
So Bill Belichick. Chuck
Noll, Jimmy Johnson,
Bill Walsh.
Tony
are we gonna do like
Jimmy
Bear?
Johnson.
Are we gonna do like Bear Bryant, Nick Saban? Are we throwing them guys in the mix too?
I thought we was just talking NFL.
Yeah.
Are we talking NFL? Oh, we just talking NFL. Then okay, yeah.
I don't think you can find 10 more.
Hockey coaches.
He can be
Hey, J-Rob.
The
next one, let Early answer that one.
All
For the
right.
next one.
If Pat wins this Super Bowl and then 3-peats, will he be the GOAT? Cam Cobain.
Whoa. If he wins and then 3-peats?
Yeah,
So if they go 3 straight, has there ever been a 3-peat in NFL? No.
I've been on record of saying.
Wait, did the
I've been on
Steelers?
record saying. I just think
They went back to back, right?
Yeah, they went back to back, and the Raiders and Cowboys went in between.
Yeah.
I've been on record for saying I think it's too soon to make him crown him after the third championship. I've already said if he get 4 or 5, nigga, hey Tom, pass that trophy over, pass that goat over. Hey Tom, pass that goat milk. You won't need it anymore. Pass it.
Well, a three-peat would be crazy because a 3-peat will lift him even crazier because it ain't never.
Can I be honest though?
Technically, J-Rob, the only person who's won a 3-peat is Bart Starr. But
because he won with a different team.
No, his first one was the year before the Super Bowl. They actually started the Super Bowl.
Oh, so it was like the NFL championship.
They won NFL championship and won back to back. So if you want to be there, that's technically the only quarterback who's ever done.
And he went to Alabama.
The NFL Super Bowl.
I don't know about y'all. I'm rooting against him. I'm rooting against
segregation, Bama.
I'm rooting against Jordan if I was back then. I'm rooting against him. I don't want to.
All right, let's see this last one. If we are praising / criticizing head coaches for winning and losing, why are we blaming Kyle Shanahan when he has the OC and not Dan Quinn, who has the actual head coach?
Dan Quinn got heat for that too.
Oh, he's still getting heat.
The head coach will always get more heat, but you're just
but like also historic stuff. Drink more water. That's historic. 28-3 will haunt Atlanta forever.
Facts. Yeah, it's there forever. That's
historic. That's historic right there, especially with as much control of the offense as any offensive coordinator has ever had with his team.
So Random, you can lead me into this next. You can lead us into this next question. So, Yesterday on Open Field, the conversation about generational talent got massively heated. I think there's definitely some different ideas of what that word means, how it, but one question of the day, shout out to Lonnie for this one, man. Is Brock Purdy a bad first round pick? What's his ceiling? Is generational talent?
Let's have this conversation.
Is a generational talent just about physical attributes? Who wants to start? Actually, Lonnie, do you want to start that one? Because it's your question.
I can start it.
Yeah, go ahead, Lonnie.
Me and Riddell and Early were all going at it in the group chat.
Don't misquote me though. If you're gonna say,
I'm not gonna misquote you. I'm not gonna misquote you.
Yeah, you should be fine.
If I do, please correct me. But I was saying that because. To me, a lot of first-round QBs don't pan out. We've seen Josh Rosen. We've seen, oh my God, there's so many.
There's 1,000, but there's more failures than success.
There's more failures than success. So
to me,
if you're telling me say you have a magical glass or whatever you see in the future, say hey, say I'm the Steelers this year. Say I'm the Steelers. If I can draft a QB that's gonna be as good as Brock Purdy, I'm taking that. Right. Because I've seen, if I have a stacked team, I can win. I can get to the AFC Championship with that team, with a stacked team. Right. So
he'll give me some games.
Oh, God damn.
No, Riddell was saying, if the ceiling is Brock Purdy, that's a bad pick. I'm saying, Brock Purdy is a successful QB. To me, that's a successful QB. He does help you win games. I'm not saying he's a game changer, but he does help you win games. He's a success. So compared to other failures as a first round QB, if they max out as Brock Purdy, that's still a success. It's not all time. I think what Riddell, you said
Max
Mahomes or something like that.
I'm gonna need him to explain this.
I will. I'll keep
it out at Brock Purdy.
I'm glad you're making that face here, Rob. I'll explain real quick. When it comes down to it, if Brock Purdy's a first-round pick, you're not drafting Brock Purdy and thinking, okay, I just want you to be this current version of Brock Purdy. You're expecting him to be even better than this version of Purdy. Ceiling means the best of your possible potential. If the best you can potentially get is Brock Purdy for your franchise first-round quarterback, no, that's not it.
What did you say the ceiling should be? Because you said Mahomes.
I said
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Yeah, you're saying if their ceiling is not Mahomes, you're gonna be pissed.
You legitimately think so the ceiling should be the greatest of all time.
Random, you're reacting to something I didn't
say. That's ridiculous.
I said elite quarterbacks, and then I named examples. Elite quarterbacks, then named examples. Mahomes, Brady, Peyton.
Some of the greatest of all time.
So when you're drafting,
your ceiling should be an elite game-changing quarterback
that you draft. They have to be one of the all-time.
Okay, wait.
Riddell, I got a question. I got a question over Riddell. Do you think Brady is a generational talent?
No.
Then why?
Wait. No.
Go ahead.
No.
You don't need to. Go ahead, Early. Go ahead.
He lied.
Go ahead.
You said
what's your gripe? Go ahead.
What you looking for? That's what you said.
Okay.
Tom Brady is great because he worked his way up to being the GOAT. He wasn't a generational talent out the gate, or else he wouldn't have been drafted in the 6th round.
Exactly.
That has nothing to do with what I said. What?
Ain't really going.
There's a difference. Can I respond to that?
So
I don't necessarily
supposed to be like the next Peyton Manning or Tom Brady.
No, I'm saying you're the bro.
Wait, can I respond to that, Riddell? Because even though I don't necessarily,
Jaden Daniels Hall of Fame ceiling.
Hold up, because I don't necessarily agree with everything Riddell's saying, but I think y'all are misconstruing his point. His point is, and then I'm gonna tie it into the generational talent thing, since I'm the face for it, okay?
You are the face.
I'm the face for it, so I'm gonna tie it in. Why?
Yeah,
what Riddell is saying, especially if you're like a San Francisco who's trading the farm for dudes, right? Traded the farm for Trey Lance. You would hope that eventually, especially if you're giving up assets to draft a quarterback in the first round, any GM is going to want that quarterback to hopefully be as great as those guys are. You guys brought up Tom Brady being drafted in the 6th round. We call him the GOAT, but it took him 10 years to get there. It took him 12 years to get there. Nobody thought he was going to be this, nobody thought Tom Brady was going to be the GOAT coming out. Hence why he was a 6th-round draft pick. Now, don't get me wrong. GMs get it wrong all the time. I've been a component for years saying Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen should have never been 1st-round quarterbacks. I've said that. People get it wrong. Zach Wilson should have never been I don't think Bo Nix should be a 1st-round quarterback this year. So, yes, teams get it wrong all the time. But if you are drafting, when you are drafting these guys in the 1st round, the hope is you want them to be as good as a Herbert or as good as Josh Allen or Joe, because that's what you're drafting them in the 1st round for. Which then moves on. Wait.
Though.
Okay, I'm pretty sure Verdale wasn't gonna go list 25 guys who were really good.
Thank you.
Like come on. Like you guys are taking what he said.
So G-Baby,
Wait. Hold up. You guys are taking what he said way too. Yes, he named those guys because those are great. But if he would have said Herbert or Burrow or Josh Allen, those are all elite quarterbacks in the league, franchise guys. That's what you want when you draft 1st-round quarterbacks. That's what you want. Now, with the generational
talent. You think the Panthers was mad at Cam? You think the Panthers they spent their pick on Cam?
Hell no, they ain't mad about that.
What do you mean, Cam? Wait, stop. Let me answer the question. Hold up, stop. Let me answer the question. First off,
he ain't Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
Wait.
Early, you did not listen to what G-Baby just said.
You didn't listen at all. Because first off, with Cam Newton, mind you, Cam Newton is the greatest college football quarterback ever. No question. So when you drafted him to be that, he won an MVP, got to a Super Bowl, and then injuries derailed him. But even in that season where he got injured, he was hooping. So his injuries derailed him.
G-Baby.
I'm gonna shut both y'all up.
So they drafted Cam Newton to be that great. He was the best quarterback in the league at one point.
And Brock Purdy went 31st in the 1st round, and he was still doing what he was doing now. Well, you think the 49ers mad at themselves?
The 49ers aren't mad at themselves regardless because of the team. Wait, hold up, J-Rob. I'm almost done. Because of the team that the 49ers had, and when they got Brock Purdy, remember, they had just went to a Super Bowl with Jimmy G. So when you look at situations and where they're at, yeah, they traded the farm for the wrong quarterback, for the wrong one. But when you look at where they were at, they were playing with house money. They were like, look, we've made it to a Super Bowl and NFC chips with Jimmy G, who's mid-level. So, granted, they messed up on Trey Lance. That was the wrong pick. And that was
Purdy and Trey Lance. Wouldn't that be a good
pick?
They
wanted Trey Lance to be Mahomes.
They traded up 3 spots to get Purdy, and he's doing what he's doing now. You would say I was good pick.
No, not really. No, I wouldn't.
Can I say something? You
don't give up the farm for a slightly better game manager.
Yeah, I
just
want to say that. Yeah, I think the one thing we got to stop convoluting is like generational talent and a generational player, maybe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's a difference.
There's a difference because generational talent isn't measured just strictly in your greatness. It's measured in what you can just God-givenly do.
That's the definition of talent.
And so the reason why, and this is why I couldn't really get behind when we were on Hellfire yesterday talking about the only generational talent at the quarterback position was just Andrew Luck. I can't get behind that because Cam Newton was more freakish than Andrew Luck because he can literally front flip over you into the end zone. You can't teach that level
of generational
athleticism. Yeah. So, and I know they're both generational,
but different ways.
No, but what I'm saying in different ways. Yeah. I'm saying that I'm saying the ability to run, throw, all of those things. I look at a lot of players. Josh Allen has generational type of ability.
Luck was the complete. He was the complete prototype for us. What you was talking about.
Yes,
he was a generational talent and player. He had it up
up here.
And when I became the face of generational talent, when I became the face of because y'all know how I was about team.
Hold on, G baby, we gotta let Jalen and Lonnie go, bro, and then random.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what J-Rob was saying in terms of like generational talent players. Peyton Manning, John Elway, Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, Michael Vick, like Tyson said, these are generational talents, you know, and some of them got it done. Reggie Bush, I think, was a generational talent, but obviously the production in the NFL didn't happen. So
the era
didn't help. Exactly. And look, I thought Michael Crabtree was a generational talent. It didn't work out in the NFL to me. Jerry Rice.
I didn't think that. I didn't think that.
I held him to a high regard. Jerry Rice, even when he was coming up, No one thought he'd be the all-time great wide receiver. He wasn't a generational talent. He came to the league as a good prospect, worked his butt off, put up the numbers, and became arguably the GOAT as a wide receiver. And that's perfect. So again, there's a difference between generational talent, generational player. And I will say though, in terms of first round pick, there's also a difference between expectation if you're a top 5 pick versus the 25 to 30. If you're a top 5 pick, you get picked in the top 5 picks in the first round of the QB. You're expected to save a franchise. You're
pretty
that guy.
much.
Yeah, you're
pretty
like
much.
1, 2, 3 win seasons. You got to turn that around, make the playoffs, all that. If you're drafted in 25th to 30, you're probably already at a good franchise that's won some games the past couple years. Maybe
you still have high expectations, though.
Yeah, high expectations, but you're kind of expected to not make the team better, but not save it. You know what I'm saying? So not save it from a 2-3 win team, but maybe elevate a 10-9 win team to a 12-13 win team. The difference of expectation between that. So I just think there's a difference. And yeah, so Brock Purdy, again, I don't think he was ever a generational talent. He's become a good player. But in terms of if you would take him as a first round pick, any team would be happy. It depends on the team he goes on. Like I said, do I think you could take him on the Panthers and he's going to become a guy that saves that franchise? No. But can he be a guy that goes to a good team like he is now and get him to a Super Bowl and make them better? Yeah. And that's fine. But he's not a guy that's going to save a franchise, which I think is expected of some of the top picks.
Go ahead, Lonnie, and then Random, you follow up.
Yeah. So the whole I never said I don't want you guys to think that I was saying that Brock Purdy's a generational talent or anything like that. A big part of that argument was that I was saying that we're a first round QB, like some of them are going to be generational talents, but the lower half, I'm sorry, like the Steelers, the lesser, like the Vikings or anything, like when you pick like Michael Penix or Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy, if they max out to being Brock Purdy, they're still going to end up being successful because you can still you've seen that you can still win with them. Right. So that's my point. It's like we say generational talent, like they're important, but we also, I feel like sometimes tax cerebral QBs like a Brock Purdy, like a Jared Goff, and things like that. Because sometimes they're limited with mobility and stuff like that, but they can still also get the job. Brock Purdy's still mobile enough to get the job done, and he's still cerebral enough. But he gets taxed because he doesn't have like the strongest arm and things like that. Right. My point, I think I said to Riddell, is like, so say you can like pick 2 players. Would you pick Trevor Lawrence? And, like, say you like the like you knew like what their first 2-3 years of their career was. Would you pick Trevor Lawrence career or Brock Purdy's career? You would be dumb to pick Trevor Lawrence right now. Right. He has the generational talent, arm, body, stuff like that. I'm just talking about the first 2 years. I'm not saying that Trevor Lawrence can't be better than Brock Purdy.
He can't.
Let him finish. Stop, Riddell. You're really a Trevor Lawrence guy, bro. You're really a T-Law guy. The crazy part is, hold on.
Go ahead, Lonnie. We're not gonna sit here and not pretend like we didn't see the Telegram.
Go ahead.
We're not gonna sit here and pretend like we didn't see Riddell in the Telegram say he never supported T-Law publicly, but I also
he's
got
a T-Law guy.
I never said that.
Lonnie, finish up. Lonnie, finish up.
I never said I didn't support.
No, I was just saying, like, if you were to tell me, like, hey, we're gonna draft this QB and we're gonna be in the Super Bowl his second year compared to T, like I'm gonna be like, yo, he can help you get to the Super Bowl. That's not a bad pick to me. That's not a bad first round pick to me. Like if Bo Nix can do that, if Michael Penix if JJ McCarthy can get you there, that's successful to me.
Random.
We gotta let the other guys go. G. No, that's fine. I just need to ask a question, but go ahead, Random. That's fine.
He's straight up story. Like it's like he read my mind, so never mind. I can wait till the next question.
Go ahead, G.
So, because
I feel like you're about to say.
Of course, if you say, if you can see into the first. Matter of fact, I got you. I just popped in my head. First 2 years. If you just look at the first 2 years, you picking Mark Sanchez or Trevor Lawrence? With the logic you just said,
take me to
the So with that being said,
I think
of course, if you look at the first 3 years,
you're the Steelers. Would you trade a first round pick for Brock Purdy right now?
Well, you're saying who would I rather be? I got mad weapons though. I had hella weapons.
But that's my point, J-Rob.
That's one game defense.
J-Rob, that is the point that I was about to make. Of course, if you look into the first 3 years, you can be like, oh, well, this guy did this. Of course, every draft would be different if you looked into the first 3 years of their career. But that's not what they're drafting on. They're drafting on what you can be, especially if you're drafting a quarterback, like Jay was saying, top 10, top 15, even first round. You're drafting a quarterback to be long-term, future franchise, especially in the first round. Another thing,
how many
too.
teams are
Another
not
thing that we all
pick for Brock Purdy right now?
Okay, but here's the thing, also too. You also have to look at sometimes quarterback classes. Sometimes quarterback classes are just weak. Like for example, in no other draft class. Bro, I just looked at it. Kenny Pickett's class is so dog water.
It's dog water.
Other than Brock Purdy, all of them are dog water. That's
it's
the
a bad class.
Willis draft.
Yeah,
That's
it's a bad draft. Yeah, it's a bad draft.
Exactly. And
right now, Daniel Jones went in the first round.
That draft class was that.
But this is my one thing this is the one thing I do have to say that kind of scares me about what you're saying, and this is what I think always gets glossed over. And I also think, honestly, early, I think you gloss this over all the time. You, Manny. The one thing that's still going to scare me about Brock Purdy is you're telling me right now, because of the way his situation is aligned, Lonnie, and the way he's played within his situation, you think he's a first round. You would take him with a first round pick or give up a first round pick for that. But believe
after Caleb, Drake, and Jaden? If it's
my question to you is this though,
pick or Michael Penix, I'm taking.
My question to you is this: Is Brock Purdy? When you gotta up that 48 M's, that 50 M's to him, is he going to be able to do the same things that he's able to do? And that's why I keep asking y'all these questions when y'all talk about Brock Purdy, because this is my only thing. You fall in love too hard with the story of the last pick in the draft, and he becomes a $50 million a year quarterback.
It won't happen like that, though.
And remember what I said in the beginning.
Why wouldn't it? Wait, hold on. Time out.
Y'all relax.
Let me finish. Yeah, Bam, go ahead. But let me just finish. Let me just sum up this last part of the point. The reason why I say that is because we watched Jalen Hurts with a great team around him only just make it there early and come up with a bag. Finish second, third for MVP, same way Brock going to finish, and got a bag, big bag. So what I'm saying is if I'm Brock Purdy's agent, I'm literally going to be comparing his second year to Jalen Hurts' second year. That is going to be the threshold I'm finna use when I'm trying to get this money for Brock Purdy. So again, that's why I'm kind of worried, because I'm worried about when that money come in. Go ahead.
I don't think he's a game manager, but like a game changer. I mean, but like after those top 3 picks this year, I don't think any of them, besides maybe Spencer Rattler, I don't think any of them are going to be better than Brock Purdy is.
Okay, can I
go ahead, Bama. Go ahead, Bama.
This is why I feel like Brock Purdy won't get them 50 millions and all of that stuff yet. It's gonna take him probably like that second back half of his career when he damn near like a veteran to get that type of money. The reason why I say that is from where they drafted him, his value can only go up. So just from a business standpoint, like with Jalen Hurts, the reason why he was able to get that money, he was a second round draft pick, or a lot of them guys in the first, Justin Herbert, they were first round draft picks. So what they came into the league with, $24 million signing bonus, not Jalen Hurts, but like somebody like a Justin Herbert come in, $24 million signing bonus. So of course, the next time his contract is up, my guy, I gotta go bigger than that. You can't go lower. You can't go lower, especially if my numbers is math. So with Brock Purdy is what I'm saying is he was Mr. Irrelevant, bro. They're gonna use that. The Niners is gonna use that against him to the max. They're gonna use that every time he goes in and negotiate. They're gonna always be like, "Hey, bro, you was the last pick of the draft,
Oh, but my question to you, hold on. My question to you, Bama, is you don't think, let's just say they only offer him 40. You don't think another team may come in back? Well, Brock, we got 43. Okay, we got 44.
They can't be delusioned and do that. I don't want.
Yo, you gotta remember, like, you don't think somebody gonna come up and be like, well, and also I'm gonna be honest. Remember, I'm gonna just keep it a beam with you. He's one of those. He's one of those quarterbacks. So they gonna up that bread, bro. Keep it a beam with you.
Hey, I want to ask Early one question. I want to ask one question real quick. Early, I'm just gonna ask you this question because you asked the same question earlier on.
I think he about to ask
the
same.
Put Brock Purdy on the Carolina Panthers at first overall pick. Who is Brock Purdy?
Okay, so that's cool, right? That's cool.
That's OD though. That's OD.
Light skin haters. But can I ask you something?
Like, I'm as dark as you. Stop saying that.
I'm
bro.
actually pretty dark.
Complexion,
Ring light. It's the
Can y'all
ring
do
light.
team up on me? I want to hear that.
We're the same complexion, bro. Stop saying that. I'm blowing my mind, bro.
J-Ron.
Yo.
Your biggest problem is that once they give Brock Purdy the bag, he won't be worth the bag, right?
I'm just scared that he's not going to be able to carry them.
Okay,
that's what he's going to have to do.
Okay, now watch this. Name your 3 quarterbacks again. Riddell, name the quarterbacks that you want him to be. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, right?
I never said he had to be those guys.
He'll say y'all, right? And Peyton Manning's career, even the contracts that he got, which are relatively as big as the ones that are now, because back then he was getting highly paid contracts. When did he ever have to carry a team?
When did he have to carry a team? Peyton Manning?
When did he ever have to carry a team? When did he never have an offense? When did he never when?
Well, hold on. From the years,
what are you trying to say?
From the years 2007 to about 2000.
Peyton Manning got carried by his
teams. What I'm saying is that Peyton Manning, what you're saying is that y'all biggest fear is that he'll get the big check. Now you can't pay everybody else. Now you have no weapons.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
What I'm saying is that Peyton Manning did it. They always was able to put something.
Okay, pause.
Go ahead.
Pause.
The point of that's such a slippery slope because this goes against what Bama just said completely.
You're comparing Brock Purdy as a quarterback to Peyton Manning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to say?
I want to ask Lonnie a question real quick. I want to ask Lonnie a question real quick, and this is going to tell me everything I need to know. Lonnie, because you said you feel like after the 3, you would trade a first rounder for Brock Purdy. So here's my question. If you put, and we don't have to do the worst, I could give you a couple teams. If you put, Brock Purdy right now on the Panthers, if you put him on the Commanders,
I already said
he's
he's
on
not
the
a game
Patriots.
changer.
No, listen. If you put him on the Commanders, do you think Brock Purdy looks the same that he does now on those teams?
No.
Then he's not worth the first round pick. That's my point. Because a lot of these guys are trading. Wait, stop. No, stop. Hold up. Listen. The reason I'm not trading a first round pick.
No, but he's probably going to get drafted in the first
round.
No,
but you said I would trade a first round pick for him. So if you're trading, listen. If you are trading a first round pick for a guy, that means you think he can be a guy to lead your offense past certain deficiencies. And if you have deficiencies, that you don't think Brock Purdy can overcome, you're not trading a first rounder.
Yo,
for Tom Brady, does it say not a fact?
My question to y'all is why
Tom Brady can overcome those deficiencies.
We didn't know he could do that, though, G baby.
Dog, because he was a 6th round pick. I'm not trading a first round pick for Tom Brady.
In the first 3 years, you would have never said no shit like that, G baby.
I would never wait in the first 3 years.
His second year.
Early listen. In his first 3 years, I'm not trading Tom Brady for a first round pick. He's not worth it.
You know what else?
You just mad because he's
the best analogy. The best analogy.
Tom Brady wasn't worth the first round pick in his 3 years.
Listen.
QB's not getting drafted higher.
The best analogy.
That doesn't make it right, Lonnie. That doesn't make it right.
If the Steelers,
that doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right. Yeah, it doesn't make it right.
Listen, Brock Purdy. I'm pretty sure they'll be like, "Hey, I'd rather have Brock Purdy."
And neither of them are worth first round picks, Lonnie. That's the part you're missing,
bro. Like,
so we all thought Tom Brady was Tom Brady 3 years in, huh?
That's not the point.
That's not the point.
Wait.
That's not why he's worth the first round pick. In Tom Brady's first 3 years,
let me say
he's not worth the first round pick.
And you know what else, G baby? Tom Brady took team-friendly deals for a decade plus, bro. They were able to keep things around on that defense because he took deal after deal. He didn't max out a contract ever.
No, because they forced him to take. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. Tom Brady told you out his own mouth. They forced him to take them deals. It wasn't Tom Brady saying, "Hey, bro, I'll take a pay cut for y'all." It was them coming in there. It's like, "Hey, bro, you only getting this, bro." They used that same division.
It's a different
He got a decision.
They used that against him his whole career when it came time for him to
Bama, this NFL is not the same. They're giving Daniel Jones 40 M's.
Daniel Jones is a first round quarterback. That doesn't make it right.
You made it right. Doesn't make it right.
That doesn't make it right.
They shouldn't have paid him. They shouldn't have paid him at all.
This is what
They
I'm
shouldn't have paid
saying.
Daniel Jones.
At the end of the day, bro. So every player that get drafted in NFL, I love Gilbert Arenas' analogy for it. They all S550s. They all nice cars, right? They all nice cars. But the guys that go in the first round usually are the Bugattis. They expect it to be the Bugattis of the group. That's why we take you in the first round. Mm-hmm. So what Brock Purdy is doing right now, he is fixing his F550. His S550 to be able to run with the Bugattis. And we watching it and we loving it. It's like, bro, this S550 is being able to race with Bugattis right now. But in the beginning, you would be lying if you said, hey, bro, I'm going to take this S550 over what appears to be a Bugatti. You would be lying. You are just looking at the end result of Brock Purdy fixing his engine up to be able to run with a Bugatti. But if you sit there and be like, hey, bro, just from face value, before the cars turn on and you see anybody drive, bro, you would be a fucking lie to be like, hey, bro, I'll take this S550 over this supposed to be Bugatti, bro, in the first round. You lying, bro. That's what we talking about. Guys like Cody, guys like Tom Brady. We never saw these guys coming because they were S550.
But the thing is, you're being this is
where
you're being nasty.
Engine up enough to the
point. This is where you're
not
being.
Not only are they racing,
you cooking, Bama.
First of all, he
Bama, you been cooking like you cook.
Nah, you said
the best. You explained the best. These niggas are awful, but you explained it, Bama. Come on, Bama. Can you cook for me?
Bama, and this is again where I don't agree. And honestly, I hear what Bama's saying, and that worked out in Tom's in the early era, and I understand what he's saying, but I totally don't agree anymore because the way the game has shifted now compared to what it was when Tom was in there. Now I get it. First of all, you got to remember he's a 7th round draft pick, so his contract compared to a first rounder don't even come with an option. He going to the market unrestricted. It's his world. It's Brock's world. It ain't like one of these first round picks where it's more opportune for them in their best interest to extend you while you're in this contract because that money don't gotta hit till later. You count them to their option, you extend them, then that money don't hit to the back end. So you got like a 2-year cushion where you can still bring top end free agents before the cap hit by your top level quarterback, your franchise quarterback. Brock Purdy, unfortunately, Bama, his career this year that is how his money is going to be measured. They're not going to just say, well, you're a 7th round pick and you overachieve, so we're going to give you this set of money, and Brock Purdy going to sign a dotted line, because at the end of the day, bro, this is the one time in his life where he may be able to get $50 million in salary money. And at the end of the day, you went to a Super Bowl. If you're going to a Super Bowl, you finish 3rd, you're going to finish 2nd or 3rd in MVP voting in your 2nd year in the league, and you just watch, and this is the problem this is why I don't agree with you, because the money is always compared. You watch 4 quarterbacks this past year get paid back to back to back to back, and everyone started out where that other quarterback was and then went up a few million, Herbert, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, and Joe Burrow. Just peep how that situation went. So when you're an agent, I look at Brock Purdy, 3rd round pick, 7th round pick, finished 3rd in MVP.
Last pick. This ain't last pick.
He's still going to get his bread. Money, green. At the end of the day, he's going to have more zeros than whatever number he was picked in the draft.
But what if you pull a Dak?
He's not going to pull a Dak, because what I'm telling you right now, if Baker Mayfield is going to get $38 million, if Daniel Jones getting $40 million. That doesn't matter. Baker Mayfield played on 5 teams in the last 5 years. He was a journeyman for the last 5 years. He was a journeyman. First of all, Steve, you're losing me. He was a journeyman for 4 years straight. There were question marks of whether or not he would even, if he would still be a starter in the league. He's going to make $38 million. Daniel Jones is bad at the quarterback position. It doesn't matter if he's a 4th round, he's a 2nd or 1st round pick. He won a playoff game, and that's what got him his bag. Because if he would have flamed out in that playoff game, they're not just going to give him 40 M's. So all I'm saying is the market for quarterbacks it starts at $40 million. So there's not much of a cut that y'all think he's going to take because he's not making more. He's not making less. He's not making less than Baker Mayfield. He's not going to be making less than Geno. Whatever Kirk Cousins finna sign for, he want that at least. So
remember, he's gonna want everything. The first contract.
Put in a bag.
The reason
I don't know why y'all act like he's not getting the bag.
The reason why y'all wrong, and I'm gonna tell you why y'all wrong, and why he probably gonna get hit with the franchise tag. A, if it was Trey Lance and he performed like this, yes, we were in that ballpark what y'all talking about. We wasted a first round draft pick on this guy. They did not see this coming from Brock Purdy. What the team is going to do, they're going to be like, hey, man, Christian McCaffrey outperformed this year. Debo Samuel had a great year this year. Brandon Ayuk had a great. George Kittle. They're going to use all that as leverage against him. Be like, hey, bro, you really were only good because we were able to get these guys. So in order to keep this team together and for you to keep doing what you're doing, dog, Dad's gonna hold that against him and be like, hey, bro, you got to take this deal.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Because y'all coming off a standpoint. Y'all coming off a standpoint of him performing. I'm coming from a standpoint of this is what business is.
Who's gonna explain to Bama how the franchise tag works?
Because at the end of the day, how y'all talking, bro? How y'all talking?
If he still get franchise tag, he's still gonna get 40 M's, bro. It's basically
more than that. The franchise tag.
Even with the franchise tag, you're going to get $40 million. Bama not going to change.
Bama. The franchise tag.
The money you make off the franchise tag is based off who getting paid the highest.
The franchise tag takes the top 10. I believe the franchise tag takes the top 10 quarterback salaries and then gives you the average. That's what you make.
Let's be honest. Of all these new quarterbacks that just got paid, most of them in the upwards of 40 M's, right?
Yes. Don't forget, Mahomes restructured to start the year, so he's getting that too.
So the fact that
thank you.
Yeah. So first, the fact that y'all trying to make some like Brock Purdy's not going to get a fucking bag, y'all are being delusional. Second, Bama, what you just brought up, about all them guys and this and that about Brock Purdy's performance is really them guys that making Brock Purdy. That's the reason why.
Listen. That's what I said. Y'all not listening. No.
That's a man. Hold on, I'm not done.
What I said was, listen to what I said. When it comes to negotiating, the owner of the team is going to use the productivity of Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, and Christian McCaffrey against paying
we
him.
Agree.
That's why y'all not listening.
Bama, we agree.
We all agree. I'm not be honest.
Bama, we agree. Bama, we agree.
Bama, you understand?
Bama,
we understand right now, though. His agent is going to say, if you after 40, so Bama, you his agent is going to say, I got 45 from another team. His agent's going to say, I got 45.
But bro, but not even that, Jalen. Where Bama lost me the most is bro said the franchise tag. He's not a linebacker. He's not a running back. He's not a linebacker. He's not one of these positions that don't get paid no bread. He's literally playing a position that gets paid the most money. And Bama, if they do franchise tag him, if they do, he's not signing below the tag. He want whatever that price is. He want it. If it's $43 million.
Well, that's what you try to do.
On the back end?
No, because they franchise tags for the year. It's for the year.
No franchise tag.
No.
Early. 5-year deal.
Early. That's what they're gonna look.
Yes, you could. You could. But they would have to extend him right now. They would have to extend him right at the end of this year because I think
early. So what they do, like when Mahomes got his $500 million, right? All they're doing, there's a big cap hit coming, but that's why they keep extending, so they keep pushing that big cap hit down the road and also smooth it out at the same time.
I have one last question for DJ.
Because my thing is, because to go back to the point that we were talking about the first round pick, I kind of feel like, well, first off, it's kind of funny that, early loves talking about Patrick Mahomes went into a phenomenal situation with Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and then agrees with Lonnie and says Brock Purdy, you should trade Brock Purdy for a first round pick. Like he didn't land with Bugattis, Lambos, and AMGs around him. Just around with talent. That's one.
That goes to my question, Trent. That goes to my question. So, G baby, currently, like right now, where do you rank Brock Purdy amongst QBs? Like, where do you rank him?
He right behind, like just off the top.
He's probably top 15. He's probably top 15.
Right behind Jared Edge. Wherever you have him,
he's probably top 15.
All right, so the fourth QB, like, who do you think is the QB4 right now, or QB5?
QB4,
in the draft?
you can either go with
in the draft?
Yeah, in the draft.
For me, it's Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, facts.
rather.
You can
So
you can go Spence, JJ, Penix. I don't care. Bo, I don't care.
And neither of them are first round picks.
And I don't think neither
of them are first round picks. But we do know that they're probably going to go first round. So my only question,
I don't want to be that guy. Brock Purdy landed in probably the top 2 best situations of football.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
For Brock Purdy, most likely your team is not going to be like the 49ers. So he's going to have to elevate this team to be a playoff contending team.
And Trent, you know what else that I feel like everybody missing? Because he is coming off of his like a 7th-round contract, I think only worth 3 years. Only 3 years in that deal, I think. So this is going to be the last year of the deal. So what I think y'all also missing too about this whole situation is 49ers may not want to give up that bag and want to try to negotiate what you're saying, Bama. I'm not even saying that's not in their best interest because it is in their best interest.
Okay, I'm not saying franchise tag because what y'all running with it. What I'm talking
No, I'm not talking about franchise tag now. I'm saying that somebody going to match this price.
But what I'm
saying another team may offer him more money.
What I want y'all to understand, they're going to make him take a team-friendly deal, whether they put him on a 1-year deal for $24 million, 2-year deal for $40 million, whatever it may be. They're going to make him.
I'm not gonna lie. This all comes back, Bama specifically, bro. I know what you're trying to say.
Early, you don't not believe that. Stop lying.
This all comes back, Bama, to Daniel Jones. When Daniel Jones signed for that $40 million, it messed up the mid-level market.
It did.
It messed up the mid-level market.
Thank you,
baby.
I told y'all right when it happened.
With Daniel Jones.
You did.
Right when it happened. Right when they gave that money, I told y'all.
You did, Randall.
This is what go over y'all head with Daniel Jones, and I get what y'all be saying. Oh, he got the 40 million and all that. But Daniel Jones knew the Manning family lineage and David Cutcliffe. That's why he got that. Like, I think y'all.
He won a playoff game.
Shut up, bro. Stop.
He got the first round.
Don't try to bring in the Manning family.
They thought he was going to be
that.
Bro,
I hate
I'm
that.
being adopted son of the Mannings, bro. Trent,
No, bro, he got the 40 million off the playoff game.
So Bama, can I ask you this?
What you saw from him in general, that's $41 million worthy, bro.
I don't disagree.
David Cutcliffe.
We don't disagree. We don't disagree with that. But we do.
No, I'm talking about Daniel Jones' fan club.
But Bama, you don't believe that set the standard because of that mistake?
Bro, but I feel like J-Rob, everybody's not going to have that backing what he has.
Bro, Gino just wait, J-Rob. Gino just got 30 to 40 M's off one season.
You're getting a little over 30.
Hold on. Wait.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, Bama, they about to give Kirk Cousins $45 million
one season.
Guaranteed, by the way, J-Rob. Fully guaranteed.
Bare minimum, a lot of these quarterbacks are getting
with incentives, Riddell. With incentives.
Was a journeyman for a whole decade.
Purdy making it to the Super Bowl, man.
Geno Smith was a journeyman for a whole decade, for his whole career before he got to
decade.
One good season. One. He got 30 to 40 in.
And Seattle didn't pay that money because he was a second-round draft pick. And Seattle did not pay that money because he was a second-round draft pick.
It's not going to get 40 M's? Y'all are crazy.
People keep bringing up Brady taking a discount. Shout out Brady. He took a discount his whole career. I'm just saying, though, when your wife's making $47 million 1 year, it's a lot easier taking a discount.
It's definitely true that Brady took more money. But that first chance, Brammer, this is one thing. He's not getting paid anything right now. A lot of people forget. Brady, that first chance he got the extension, he legitimately took all the money. He was the highest player.
He making $3 million over 3 years. That's what Brock Purdy making right now. $3 million over 3 years.
Yeah, so he's gonna take his first chance at the bag. And guess what? If they're like, we want you to make 24, he's gonna walk away. And then you're gonna have to give him the franchise tag. And do you want to play that same game that Washington did with Kirk Cousins, where they franchise tagged him again? And that last time was about to be an absurd amount of money, and that's why he ended up getting that $80 million deal, fully guaranteed deal from the Vikings. And another do that with your quarterback.
Another part of the equation we always have to keep in mind is the quarterback that they think he's better than, Jimmy G. Don't forget, Jimmy G's contract was crazy when he got signed with the 49ers. So
he's still on that contract. With the
Raiders contract. He's like, I want to get paid more than Jimmy G. I want to get paid more than Daniel Jones. And I took you to
Baker Mayfield. I want to get paid more than Baker Mayfield.
What's Derek Carr getting paid? What's Derek Carr?
I want more than Geno. I want more than Geno Smith.
Oh my God!
Derek Carr
better hold back.
He
has so much
because he's gonna say that. Yes, Bama, he's gonna say that.
They folded with the Trey Lance pick.
I'm trying to tell you,
they
this
folded
is
with the Trey Lance trade.
And first round,
yes, and he's gonna say yes, and he's gonna say yes.
Come on. I have a
genuine
question. Wait, I have a genuine question. So,
Bama, that boy gonna say yes.
Do you think the 49ers got their guy? Yes or no?
Yep.
I think they got their guy.
If that's their guy, you gotta pay your guy.
You gotta pay that dude, bro.
Pay your guy.
But how they got
you gotta pay your guy.
Bro, if this was like in 2010, I kind of hear y'all. We are in totally a different era where you can play one good season and get 40 M's.
Yes, think about it. Think about it. Even with these guys that we talk about, and I don't even want to harp too much on Daniel Jones, right? But like all these guys getting the 30 mils, the 35s, 38s for. Let's be real.
Your quarterback is on a $35+ million contract, D baby. Derek Carr in the bag.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Hey, but that's what I'm saying. Because remember, this whole team that we were on started with whether or not you should give up a first-round pick for a guy. Granted, yes, all these guys. Because Bam, but you keep talking about all this, right? This is just the unfortunate case of the market. I say it all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Wait,
because I will never forget. John Elway said the one thing that nobody ever listened to him years ago. He said there should be a mid-level market for quarterback. This is when Brock Osweiler had his little season and asked for the bag. He said, I don't feel I should have to overpay for somebody who barely had, he was nice, but there should be a mid-level market. And nobody listened, and now we're in this situation.
Yes.
And now we're in this situation.
But here's where y'all wrong at, though.
That doesn't make it right. At the end of the day, it doesn't make it right. But unfortunately, that's the market.
This is like $60 million, dog. That's cheap now, y'all. 35 to 40 is actually cheap now, dog. Think about this. They signed Mahomes for $50 a year, 510 years, like 3 years ago, right?
And they restructured the contract and extended him again.
So again. Okay. I'll throw you a bone. I'm gonna indulge you. I'm indulging you. So 60 the bag now, right?
A year?
60. That's what he's telling me. The bag is 60. So let's say it's 60. Let's say it's 60, right? Let's say it's 60 right now. If all of these players are getting this level of money, if 60 is the bag right now, Brock Purdy's asking for 45, 50. That's still going to mess up your cap. That's still a lot of money 100%. For an NFL. The thing I think you're not understanding, I think what y'all not understanding is quarterbacks take up majority of your cap space. And what y'all have to understand is that when you have an agent, you do understand early. You're a comedian who plans to be a star comedian one day, and you're going to have an agent who's going to do deals for you. They're not going to say that Early is not worth this money because he started out in the Cracker Barrel doing jokes. They're going to talk about this man selling out arenas right now, and this is what he's doing right now. He's one of the best in the game when it comes to comedy right now. And the job of your agent, Early, the job of your agent is going to be, I got to get Early as much money as his peers, if not more, because I'm going to compare my starting rate to the rest of the field. And Early, you're funnier than him. You ain't signing. You're not signing the same Netflix deal price as him, because more people finna watch you. So your agent going to get you the most money. And you know what, Early? If Netflix don't give you the most money for the most money for your stand-up, Amazon Prime or Hulu said we got 10 more million for you, you're gonna go get the most money somewhere else. And with Brock Purdy, y'all gotta understand, Brock Purdy did all of these great things in this early part of his career. If they don't give him upwards to $40 to $50 million at least, $40 to $50 million at least, and he's going over 40. I want you to know he's starting at 45.
Or Bama,
if you don't go to 45 plus. It's
Bama,
quiet,
what quarterback
bro.
with Purdy's resume is taking 30 mil?
Thank you.
What quarterback with
It's all
30
about
mil in Purdy's
accomplishments.
resume is taking that?
Joe Burrow getting 55. Justin Herbert getting $50 million. You acting like now.
Okay, exactly. But some people say Joe Burrow some people say Joe Burrow played mid-level football, but getting paid because he went to a Super Bowl. That's going to be factored in.
My guy, bro.
Bama,
y'all
you're
already talking about it. Like it's so annoying because once y'all bought up the franchise tag, that's Brock Purdy's floor. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all with all them first round quarterbacks. Their floor is already set like at $24 million a year, whatever the case may be, because they were first round top 5 quarterbacks. So of course they got to get a bag after that. Brock Purdy, who is only getting paid $300,000 a year right now, bro.
Yes,
he is going to be happy to get $10 million a year.
No, Bama, wait, stop.
Bama, come on.
We're talking in circles.
I want to talk about J-Rod with the stand-up. That is right. He is performing. He's selling tickets, all of that. But when he was in college, it was something about his material and his delivery that landed him the last pick of the draft, bro. It was something about your material that made you the last comedian, bro. Okay. It wasn't until you got to my venue, my setup with my microphones, my production, my camera crew, bro, where you maxed out all of your material to the point to where my best comedian got hurt the opening act of the night, bro. You wasn't even going to get a chance until he got hurt, and you had to be a reserve and come in, bro. Then on top of that, other acts that came in his spot, bro, it almost looked, y'all even said this on this show, all of y'all. Sam Darnold got in that second half of that game, it looked just like Brock Purdy. So you can't say stuff like that and then be like, oh, well, when it's time for him to get a contract, he's finna get all of this X amount of money because he's not gonna get Patrick Mahomes look leagues above someone like that was in front of him, my boy that broke his leg, Alex Smith. He looked leagues in front of him. Right. You can't sit here and plug another quarterback in there. And all y'all that agreed, it's like, oh, bro, Sam Darnold look just like him, bro. They're finna use all that as leverage against him, bro.
And he's gonna.
That's not the part we're disagreeing with.
And then he's gonna.
Bama, that's not the part we're disagreeing with. I agree.
He was a 7th round draft pick. Making
I agree with you that San Francisco was going to go to Brock Purdy. Look, Bama, San Francisco, you're 1,000% right. They're going to use everything you just said against Brock because they don't want to have to pay him that much because they realize, look, we got all these weapons. We need to keep all these weapons because in my personal opinion, I don't think San Francisco sees Brock Purdy as a guy who can outplay his situation. So you're right, Bama. That's exactly what what's it called? That's exactly what San Francisco's going to do. Here is the problem, though, because I agree with that. I don't think they should. I don't want them to pay Brock Purdy that much because I hate this market right now. However, here is the problem. Here is the problem right now, Bama. And it's the same problem that happened to last year. Who were you going to replace Brock Purdy with if you let him walk?
Exactly.
Yeah,
nobody.
Sam Darnold. Y'all just said
no.
Okay, wait, Sam Darnold. Hey, wait, Bama, stay there. Hey, Bama, stay there.
All right, Lonnie, go ahead. Wait. We still gotta do these predictions. We still gotta do Super Bowl predictions. You good, Lonnie? Go ahead.
No, my closing topic is just like I said with like the lower QBs in this draft, like because I have Brock Purdy right now between like the 12, 13, 14 range. So if I'm a GM and I'm like, hey, this QB, like say I have QB5 available, like Bo Nix or something. If I don't think that I don't think his ceiling is past that 13, 14 range, then I would rather trade the first round pick for someone that I feel like is gonna be higher than what that guy's ceiling is. That's my point. But
we about to move on to these predictions, but I just want to give you some names, Bama, of some of the salaries for certain players. And I just want to say their names, and I just want you to see compared to these players. If I say the names of these players, but what the money they're making and what Brock Purdy's accomplished going into a year where he's about to get more bread, bro. Like Dak Prescott making $40 million next season. Deshaun Watson about to make $46 million next year. We already know how he's been playing. Kyler Murray making $46 next year. Daniel Jones $40 next year. Josh Allen making $43. Derek Carr is making $37 million next year. Lamar Jackson, 52. Joe Burrow, 55. Herbert, 52. Aaron Rodgers, 37. Jalen Hurts is making. I understand that Jalen Hurts is making $51 million next year, and he literally. Brock Purdy is literally having an identical season this year.
And Jalen Hurts was a second round pick
last year. So like, I think when you do that, you're going to compare. You're not. The thing is, I think you're putting when it comes to quarterbacks. I don't think they're going to just solely look at. They're not solely looking at where he got drafted. They're going to look at his production, and I just feel like you're not. I don't think you're giving him enough credit for his production and how that matches up with his money.
I'm looking at his production, and all of those guys you named had generational talent coming out of college.
Dak Prescott was a 4th round draft pick.
Brock Purdy.
Dak Prescott was drafted in the 4th round.
I think he'll take 38, 4 years guaranteed.
No way. He's not taking
early. I want you to know.
He's not taking under 40. He's not getting paid less than Daniel Jones.
No, but hold on.
Based off what players have said about the NFL, J-Rob, how it's politickish, right? They even tell you how much of a leash 1st round draft picks get more than a 5th round draft pick. Even in practice, when it comes to reps, it's not even even. It's nothing but politics in it. Bro, he is not finna take the gamble because basically what y'all talking about, the Niners are gonna put him in a situation where it's like, hey, bro, just go test the market, see who really wants you.
Bro,
they're not gonna
fall flat on his face, bro. At the 7th round, nobody's gonna take a risk in a 7th round draft pick. Is what I'm trying to tell y'all. All
right, hold on. I want to say one thing early. If he getting $38 million this year, I promise you, 2 years that cap hit gonna be like 65 then.
And then also,
because if he's taking $38 million for a season, that means the back end of that contract is going
paid.
Thank you, man.
Paid.
But by the time, hold on, which I don't know is inflation. By the time that shit kick in, and that's 60 million 3 years from now,
it might be 70. It might be 70. All right, go ahead. Quick, Trent.
I hear what you're saying about these 1st round draft picks and this and that, and they get leeway. But when you have a 7th round draft pick on this team playing like a 1st round quarterback, they're going to get the cheese.
And you're going to be compared to your peers, how they're performing versus how you're performing.
Like Jared Goff is probably going to get the bag this year.
Why do you think the Patriots never let Tom Brady?
You said what?
First rounder?
On the 49ers? Yes. He's playing better than Jimmy G on the 49ers.
He's making. I think Jared Goff is making.
Okay, Bama. If we go by what you're saying about late round picks not getting the bag, why do you think the Patriots never let Tom Brady test the market at all? Never. They always paid him early. They paid him a lot the first time, and then after that, they started taking pay cuts because they knew the minute he's out of there, you don't think the Bills are tired of him whipping their ass every year? They will throw the bag at him. And you know what team you never let your franchise quarterback get the market.
At the point of where he had won them 3 Super Bowls and all of that when he started to fall out, bro.
Quarterbacks getting paid for less.
Quarterbacks getting paid for less.
Kyler Murray.
We don't know where his career.
Kyler Murray getting over $50 million.
Y'all don't know how that shit.
Let's go to the next topic.
I don't disagree with that.
He trending up, bro. What y'all trying to do is knock him off his progress before he even hit.
Nah, I'm not trying to knock him off no progress. I'm just talking about a business here. I'm just talking about what his agent finna do.
He's talking about he'll take one early, talking about that 4 year, $38 million, bro, and be happy, chill.
I don't think he's taking that, bro, because I'm not taking that.
Hey, Bama, fully guaranteed, Bama. Fully guaranteed.
I promise you, if they didn't want to pay him, the Atlanta Falcons would call down the door talking about what can we get Brock Purdy. All right, Riddell, we'll start. I'm just telling you, but they'll still pay for that. But people will pay for that because they got young players that are not getting paid yet. Go ahead, Riddell. So
they're gonna go in there too and talk.
Facts. So let's talk Super Bowl predictions. Super Bowl MVP predictions, quick analysis. So, Riddell, you can set the tone. What's your Super Bowl prediction, quick analysis, and who's your Super Bowl MVP? And then we'll go random, early, Lonnie, Jalen, G-Baby, Trent, and then me and Bam will finish it off.
Okay, but I'm going to try to be brief. I'm going to focus on one thing in particular. When it comes to the Chiefs and the 49ers, I think the biggest thing that's going to kind of dictate the game is the pass rush. And that's on both sides. And in my personal opinion, I think the Chiefs have the advantage on both ends. So this is what I mean. Obviously, when it comes down to it, the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes has been doing an excellent job in handling pressure. If you didn't know, they faced 3 of the best sack teams in the NFL. The Dolphins were number 3, the Bills were number 4, and the Ravens were number 1. And in totality, they only got 1 sack in that entire playoff run. That's in part due to the Chiefs' offensive line, of course, but Patrick Mahomes being able to handle the pressure, stay in the pocket, and be very composed. And the 49ers are just not as good as those 3 teams in terms of getting pressure, getting sacks. Matt, they're having turmoil. There's like rumors right now that Chase Young is having a motor issue and he might not even play in the game. So they're obviously worried about getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. So that's going to be a big thing. The other thing is getting pressure on Brock Purdy. We know that Brock Purdy is not Lamar Jackson, and we know Brock Purdy is not Josh Allen. And that Chiefs pass rush and the blitz schemes that Spags was throwing it, hashtag in trust, damn it, I fucked it up. We trust Spags. When it comes down to it, the Chiefs pass rush and the Chiefs blitz schemes are going to make it very difficult for Purdy. And we've seen him actually struggle when it comes to certain blitzes. Brian Flores showed it on the Vikings, and he played terrible that game. Let's keep it honest. So the Chiefs are going to get up to Brock Purdy. They're number 2 in sacks, and the 49ers are going to struggle to get to Mahomes. Those are going to be key factors in the game, and that's why I'm going to say the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl.
I like it. Who's your MVP?
MVP Patrick Mahomes. You already know.
Yeah, you already know the vibe. Go ahead, Randall.
I as crazy as basically what Riddell said, I think the easiest thing the 49ers can do is like they need to be major pause on Travis Kelce's ass all day. I need them to show me on the biggest stage that Valdez-Scantling, Rashee Rice can actually do it. Because if you just like he says, watch the freaking Vikings tape, go watch the Raiders tape on how the Raiders defended the Chiefs that day. And I think ironically, my X factor for the 49ers is Juwan Jennings. I think he could have a really big game because obviously the two guys who'd be strapping up will be going against Ayuk and
McDuffie and Snead.
Yeah, Ayuk and Debo. So I think he might have a chance to have a really good game. And the only thing is hopefully Kyle Shanahan does not lose himself, especially in these big situations like we've seen. But I think Juwan Jennings could have a big game, but it's the MVP at this rate is also turning, the Super Bowl MVP is also turning to a quarterback where when you're going to give so I think Brock Purdy will be the MVP, but I legitimately think you stop Travis Kelce, and I want to see Mahomes beat me with everybody else again. I know it sounds crazy, but I need to see that on the biggest stage because Travis Kelce, once he starts get going, that offense is moving. So I'm all over Travis Kelce that whole game.
I like it. Early.
So for me, the key to beating the Chiefs will be getting pressure up the middle, not letting Patrick Mahomes get freaky in that pocket and start running. I do believe that with the pressure that the 49ers, not the 49ers, but the Chiefs put on the Ravens, Lamar had plenty of time when he could get up out of it. He just didn't. So yeah, you saying he not Lamar, he not Josh Allen, but he got wheels. 60 plus yards in the last game. So he got wheels to move. Brock Purdy is not unathletic. So I look at it like Brock Purdy got to really go into his dog. I'm just trying to do whatever it is to win it. I don't care about look. If I got moves to run, if I run for 90 yards this game, I'm running. Brock Purdy has to literally get in his bag of just trying to win the game and doing what it takes. I'm talking John Elway, helicopter spinning to the end zone to get that touchdown type shit. So I look at it like this: we got to cut Travis Kelce water off. We have to feed the best tight end in the game, and George Kittle. And stop it. And the most important thing is literally bitching Chase Young, dog. Like I don't understand how much. You watch the film on this guy.
Oh, let it work.
He gets no pressure at all.
Yo,
and the last thing we need is for them to load up on one side and let Nick Bosa and load up on Nick Bosa. Where he got to deal with it. They still got. I'm like, they still got Gregory.
Wow.
They still got Gregory. They still got some guys on that team that can get it done without Chase Young. I just look at it as it's going to be a game down to who can make the most plays. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a reach. It's so easy for Riddell to root for to go with the guy that everybody can go with because I mean that's what
the team that everybody thought was going to lose every single round. Cool. Hey, we good.
I mean, we all know who Patrick Mahomes is. That's why we talk about him when we talk about him. I'm going with the last overall pick. I'm going 20. I'm going 17-14. I already said it before. I think it's going to be an Eli, Tom Brady, first Super Bowl matchup type of game. 17-14. I think Brock Purdy gets downfield, gets the game-winning drive. Kyle Shanahan gets rid of all the rep, all the bullshit, and Brock Purdy is your Super Bowl MVP. Either Brock Purdy or George Kittle. But I'm going,
man.
Imagine, GB, imagine getting the Super Bowl MVP and can't ask for $50 million a season. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Crazy. Imagine winning a Super Bowl MVP. He just 38.
Imagine winning a Super Bowl MVP and I can't ask for $50 million a season.
That's 5 years, 250. That's 5 years, 250. MVP, it's over with.
Lord have mercy. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Oh, I thought someone was gonna steal some of my points, but y'all missed it. All right, but Riddell, you were talking about some of the blitz packages, but I think we forgot because it happened like towards the end of one of our episodes. But their second best pass rusher tore his ACL in the Ravens game, Charles Ominu, who had 7 sacks in 11 games. He had that strip sack against Lamar, and that's Chris Jones. So the blitzes aren't gonna be the same. But
do that, Riddell.
Lonnie, you know why? Because Spags is top 5 NFL history defensive mind. That's why. That's your second bull crap.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
That's why it doesn't matter, because Spags is top 5
missing
defensive mind in NFL history. Remember when you tried to say that?
That's irrelevant to the conversation. Keep going, Lonnie.
I think the game is gonna. I think I said this a few times. The game's gonna predicate on if George Kittle, because to your point, McDuffie and Snead are going to lock up Debo and Ayuk. If George Kittle is used as a number one option the way that Travis Kelce is, and he gets as many targets the way Travis Kelce does, San Francisco is winning that game. Because Kittle is the best tight end in football. He is. I don't know why you don't. If you didn't watch the tape on him this year, Riddell, then you didn't watch the tape. But
you must have not watched Travis Kelce playoffs. I don't know.
So if he's used as the number one option in this game, San Francisco is
playoffs because
if he's not, I got Mahomes MVP, all that. But if Kittle is used as the number one option, they'll probably go to Purdy. But Kittle will be like the real MVP, like how
I actually don't agree to that. Yeah.
All right. So I think this game I'm gonna take of a different, take a little bit of a different angle. I actually think the Niners, they understand you want to take the ball out of Mahomes' hands. You don't want Mahomes out there making plays. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna take the linebackers, drop them back in coverage. They're gonna double Travis Kelce. I think especially to start the game, they're gonna try to make the Chiefs beat them on the run. They're gonna put the least amount of guys in the box, and they're gonna make them beat them with Pacheco and the backup running back and try to get that run game to beat them. And if that happens, if they can start running the ball early, just like what happens in the Lions game and even in the Packers game, because they allow 136 yards to the Packers, 182 to the Lions, then they can open up. Then they can open up for Patrick Mahomes. He can start getting these passes through to Rashee Rice or Travis Kelce. So I think that run game is going to be crucial. I think Mahomes, though, is going to get it done. The Chiefs are going to get that. Chiefs defense has just been phenomenal throughout the playoffs. I think the Niners defense, we saw what happened the first half against Detroit, has looked a little more weak. Even with the Packers, they were cooking up for a little bit. That Detroit was cooking up for a little bit. So that defense, I think, has holes that Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid's going to figure out, and the running game. So give me the Chiefs here in probably a 21-14 game. Obviously, I think Mahomes is probably going to be the Super Bowl MVP. But the one guy who can maybe win a Super Bowl if the defense has a ton of those sacks, maybe forces a fumble turnover. Chris Jones is a kind of a sleeper Super Bowl.
I'm not mad at it. No.
Yeah, give me Chris Jones.
Should I let Trent go first, J-Rob, or should I just?
It's whatever.
Go ahead, Trent. Go ahead. Go ahead, Trent. I'm feeling generous today. Go ahead.
Feeling generous is crazy.
Let me just say this now. I'm not down 1-5. I tried to do it last year, bro. I thought the team last year should have won last year, but they didn't. So I got the Chiefs winning just to get that out there. Chiefs winning 31-28. I think Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes gonna have a huge game, and also. Even though MVS is really like dirt, for some reason he come up in the playoffs. Like I don't know why he do. So I think he can have a pretty solid game. Rashee Rice, I've always liked Rashee Rice coming at SMU. He's always been a big factor for his whole team. But I think for the 49ers to win, for real, like I said yesterday on my show, I think George Kittle is good because they have the DBs to match with Ayuk and Debo. Like Jerry Sneed, they got that. But they have no answer for George Kittle. Like, they have no single answer. Nick Bowen, Willie Gay, no. But Justin Reed, they can't cover him. So the 49, like, George Kittle should have, like, a 7 receptions, 120-yard type of game with a tug. Like, he should be going fast. But even with all that, I'm still gonna ride with 1-5 because nigga, that's the go. I'm not doubting him. That's just so you go ahead, G.
Nice.
Look, man. A certain individual was born on December 13th.
Oh my God.
Turned 13 on Friday the 13th. First album went gold in 13 weeks. Just won her 13th Grammy. It's Super Bowl 58. 5 plus 8 is 13. She's been to 12 Chief games. This one will be the 13th.
Talk to him.
Niners are the 1 seed. Chiefs are the 3. 1-3.
Low key.
49ers, 4 plus 9, 13.
Another
It's
one.
on February 11th. 2 plus 11. 13.
Another one.
Hey, what's 100 minus 13? 87. Travis Kelce's number. The quarterback on the opposite team wears what number? 13.
Doesn't matter.
Hey, and the flight from Tokyo to Vegas is roughly
13 hours?
12 and a half
Hey, yo, nah.
And let's be real.
W conspiracy, bro.
What I told y'all in the chat this morning. We always talk about the NFL capitalizing on Taylor Swift. You really think they're going to miss out on the opportunity to watch Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift in the middle of the field after winning Super Bowl MVP? What are you talking about? Bro, I'm not going to lie. If somebody believes the NFL is a script, stop playing. Bro, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. I say this for WWE. I say this for WWE all the time. In a show that's scripted, when you get something you can't script, you take advantage. You can't script this, gang. You can't script this, bro. I'm sorry. There's no way the NFL is letting
Travis propose to Taylor Swift.
Yes.
If Travis proposes, I'm with you, baby.
That song Taylor's gonna make about Travis when they break up is gonna be crazy.
I promise y'all, Travis Kelce is winning Super Bowl MVP.
If he proposes,
I promise y'all, he's winning Super Bowl MVP.
Maybe.
And then he's proposing to Taylor.
Nah.
He's gonna propose to Taylor on the thing with Roger Goodell.
Mahomes is not. Mahomes is not like Brady. He don't let wide receivers just take his shine and his. There's different levels to this.
Hey, J-Rob, you say that?
That was nice.
Hey, a lot of them wide receivers.
Imagine.
They didn't have Taylor Swift on the stand with him, though.
Hey, how is MVP chosen? Is it voted? Is MVP voted on?
I don't know.
They vote on it. They vote on it.
Swifties might go crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
No, media vote. I think it's media vote, though.
Yeah, media vote. It's media vote. Not fan
What? Who do you think
There's
the media
Swifties
work
in the
for?
media.
Who do you think the NFL media work for?
They work for Pat Mahomes. They work for that man, Pat Mahomes.
For clarification, I do have the Chiefs unless George Kittle gets like 8, 9, 10 targets.
Bama, who was your pick?
Or whatever.
Who was your pick? Tell me some bullshit, please. That's what I want to hear.
I don't think Bama can ignore the stats that I just.
I want to hear some real headaches.
I want to hear 13-3.
Especially
I want to hear the most.
Yo, if 49ers win the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy getting that money on. So you better
Munyon. You know that's your favorite word.
Can any of these teams score only 13 points? I'm with
He
you.
getting that Munyon.
Imagine if it's a 10-3 win. Oh, y'all can't tell me nothing. If it's a 10-3 win, y'all can't tell me. 7-6.
It'll probably be a game where whatever the end the score is, if you subtract the numbers, it equals 13. It'll even out. It'll work.
So 33-20.
Facts.
Something like that. But honestly, man, I know it's tricky, bro. Because I hear what G Baby talking about with the Swifties and all of that shit, and it's just hard to bet against Mahomes too, bro.
No doubt.
Just because, bro, he went through a so-called historic defense in the Ravens and got them off the field. That's what y'all said. They historic, bro. So shit, they was historic. He beat them.
Generational.
He beat the Dolphins, another top-tier offensive team. Had a good defense. I don't know, bro. I just feel like I just go Mahomes. He'll figure out a way to get it done. Brock Purdy will probably have a good game, but Mahomes just will have the more critical plays. And I think that Isaiah Pacheco might be the team MVP for the game, but they still give it to Mahomes, how they did in 2020.
And then Tony Pollard, like I was trying to tell y'all.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel that,
Pacheco
but
dog, man.
I personally feel like the O-line for the Chiefs have the advantage over the D-line of the 49ers. I definitely don't think Chase Young is the type of guy that move for the 49ers is what it is. And I'm gonna be honest, it's just as simple as this. Chase Young has bad motor. Y'all call me the motor merchant. Y'all say J-Rob a motor merchant. Well, in football, you need to have a motor. And when you don't have the ability to keep going, play through the whistle, you take plays off, you're not a winning player in the game of football because Bama, what your coach used to tell you, at least from a defense perspective, your production is really based on your proximity to that football. Are you making tackles? You making picks? You doing plays? Are you running touchdowns? You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're not getting to that ball, you're not really doing nothing for me. And I also think and ironically enough, I think the one thing that y'all not talking about is crazy to me is the matchup that we all need to really be talking about. How are the 49ers going to fare when Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuels are going to Rikers, Kansas City Island, home of L'Jarius Sneed, and Trent McDuffie, ready to give out straight dog work to them boys. 100%. So I'm worried about that.
That's why I was. I think
Kill about to go stupid.
That's why I think.
Is he though?
They might put.
They have no.
Low key. No, you know what I do? I low key because L'Jarius is a big corner, like 6'2". Bro, nobody can. But I'm gonna put my most physical corner on Kittle.
That's not a bad idea.
Kittle love that energy.
I think Trent McDuffie can guard Brandon Ayuk.
We talk about motor.
He can for sure.
George Kittle motor. He don't care.
So there's another thing that I think,
like the matchup.
I think
but hold on, let me just say my winner.
Off.
Let me say my winner. So my winner is obviously the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Mahomes is gonna dominate this game. I think them DBs for them 49ers finna get exposed a little bit. Valdez-Scantling is scoring a touchdown at some point. I think it's going to be a crazy game. I think Pacheco is going to get off too. Obviously, you saw what happened with the Lions. If they could tote the rock, the Rams should definitely be able to be physical, and the Chiefs should definitely be able to tote that rock. So I'm going to take the Chiefs in a convincing win. Legacy game for Mahomes for sure. Like 30 to 17, 30-14 type of game. Mahomes has 280 passing, at least 2 touchdowns. Shows you there's really levels to this, and shows you why there's no quarterback of the era right now that's going to be seeing him.
And there's one more thing that I'm going to add on. And Trent's going to love this. And Trent's going to love this one. So even though one was year 2, one was year 3, we saw another guy with great weapons, a great offense, a pretty good defense, make it to the bowl against a goat of some sorts and looked like a deer in headlights when he got there. He looked like a deer in headlights when he got there. This is Brock Purdy's second year. This was Jared Goff's second year. This was Jared Goff's second year with McVay when he made it. Hey, NFC chip, he was looking a little rough. Semi-final, he didn't really have to do too much. Yeah. And then, he got to the bowl. Look like a deer in headlights.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, G baby? You know what's funny about that, G baby?
Great defense.
Cam Newton said that about his Super Bowl. If you ever watched Cam Newton talk about when he went to the Super Bowl with the Panthers, he said, bro, he was just drained from all the pomp and circumstance. Like, because he won the MVP that season. So just from the conversations, the constant media, the pressure, it's your first Super Bowl ever. He said that in itself just took a toll on him where he even felt in the game where he wasn't energized. So I also do think this is a lot of pressure on, which y'all tell me is the last.
Wait, hold on, G. To counterpart with G, I have a question to play devil's advocate. If Brock Purdy comes in and play like what Jalen Hurts did last year, J-Rob.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to him.
Give him $50 million.
It's a genuine question.
That's serious. Give him 50.
He might get $100 million.
If he goes crazy, give him 50. I'll advocate for his 50.
Like all trolling aside, or like no trolling. If Brock Purdy comes in and play like how Jalen Hurts did last year, and just say they lose, What are the conversations we having back?
No, I'm gonna give him his love, and especially for me, y'all know me. I care about what you do when it matters most, win or lose. I care about how you play when it matters most. So if you get on the biggest, I mean, that's what elevated Jalen Hurts like cemented for me. He got on the biggest stage and balled, and when you haven't been there before. So if Brock Purdy come in there,
that would make it worse.
He
never been there, bro.
When you haven't been there, hey, I'm gonna put you above a couple people because I think that matters. But let's be real. You know what I mean? There's a double-edged sword. If you come in and look like Jared Goff, his first Super Bowl, hey, gang, looks like you weren't what we thought you were. Or maybe people should have put you in the conversation they was trying to put you in. It's okay. Because everybody can't go crazy off the rip.
Right.
Everybody can't go crazy off the rip.
No, you're definitely right. And when it comes to the Purdy and the 49ers, he 100% will have the opportunity. Because I know people say, oh, yeah, you got to run the ball. I mean, the Chiefs keep on playing teams that are top 10 running offenses, and they always put the ball in the quarterback's hands to make a play. They had to do it with Tua. They had to do it with Josh Allen. They had to do it with Lamar Jackson. Failure. They even did it with Jimmy G. Failure. If Brock Purdy is going to get that same exact opportunity, he 100% will, because they're like, we can't just run the entire time. Yeah. So they got to give it to Brock Purdy. And if he performs and these other elite quarterbacks didn't, he deserves praise. I'm not gonna lie.
The other side of the ball, what happens if Mahomes has like 1 TD, 2 interceptions, 200 yards? What's the conversation with Mahomes?
You know what, Jalen? Unfortunately, like it might delay his GOAT case because we've seen Brady have
let him get blown out.
Hey, we've seen Tom Brady have 2 choke jobs. So
let him get blown out again. That's all.
But I'm just saying. So Tom Brady had 2. It delayed when Tom Brady lost.
Yeah, I'm gonna be disgusted.
When Tom Brady lost in 07 and 2011, that delayed his GOAT case.
No doubt.
But like Mahomes, I'm not gonna be real. Mahomes would have to fall off a cliff, like with an injury, in order for me to say he's not the best quarterback in the league. He's still going to be Uno. He's still going to be Uno.
But that conversation slows down.
There's one other question I had said though. Random, you can start with this one because I think we got. Let me see the time for the next show real quick. Yeah,
do we ever do the rankings?
No. I'm gonna do it after the Super Bowl because it was the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. The Lions losing messed me up.
Wait, hold on, real quick.
Earlier, Lonnie better be.
Yeah, there's a show at 5:00, so I want to make sure I ask this last question because we were talking about Mahomes and you asked that question, Jalen. So Mahomes does win his Super Bowl MVP. Does any quarterback in this? I think any quarterback in this era has any chance to at least?
I'll take
compete.
Daniel Jones.
Go ahead, Random. Go after him, Jalen.
I'll take it right now. Absolutely not. Because they all had their shots, obviously Burrow was the one guy who didn't really get to face this Chiefs team that we thought was bad this year, but they all had their shots. I need to see it happen because right now the best person to face Patrick Mahomes ain't in the league no more.
Facts.
That's the best person to face him.
There is one random. There is one.
There might be
it's an outside shot, but there is one that could compete.
Right,
but Daniel Jones. And that's CJ Stroud.
Go ahead, Random.
That's all I'm saying. I need to see CJ actually play Mahomes before we even say anything like that. So the only thing is they need to walk in there, whatever those 3, 4, 5 people are, and like legitimately take it out of his cold dead hands. Because y'all had him this year.
Yeah.
Josh Allen should be punching the snow in Buffalo right now. Lamar Jackson should be hiding from the ops in Baltimore. Okay. Yeah. So it's you had him this year. You had him. You're never going to have him this way again. You really not. So y'all need to see it because Brady ain't coming back. So y'all need to take it out of his hands.
I'll say this. If he wins the Super Bowl, he's going to have 3 amount of years. He's going to be, without a doubt, the best quarterback in the league. And what we saw with Brady, he had that 10-year gap. I'm not saying Mahomes though, but let's say Mahomes, he goes 4 or 5 years without winning. If a quarterback can win back-to-back in those, let's say whether it's Joe Burrow, whether it's Josh Allen, Lamar, maybe CJ Stroud, if a quarterback can win back-to-back, then we probably having a conversation. Just like with Brady, that 10 years, Peyton had a chance, but he choked against the Saints in that last play, and with the Broncos and Seahawks, if he won those 2, he would have 3, Brady would have 3, right? Because Brady won after. So it would have been a conversation. So this is a quarterback where Mahomes does, if Mahomes has, again, 4 or 5 year runway, doesn't make a Super Bowl, doesn't win, and a Joe Burrow back-to-back, any of these quarterbacks, we can have that conversation. But until the quarterback wins again, at least two probably, and plays well, That's what the Kyle Shanahan.
It's hard to go back to back. Brady was the last person to go back.
I hear you. I get you. I hear you. But I'm just saying again. We understand with the NFL, it's hard to consistently win year after year. We have the teams make the money. Super Bowl.
People got to get paid.
Exactly. People make the Super Bowl and then become non-playoff teams the next year. Like that's how often that really is.
Football is the one sport where you're a guarantee, unless you are the franchise quarterback. It's a lock that you're playing for more than one team in your career. Yeah. It's a lock.
A lot of changes.
Because somebody's paying you more than the other place. And in the NFL, it's easily the one sport where you got to take the most bread you could get no matter what. You can't take no shortcuts with the bread. Go ahead, Lonnie. You said you had your hand up. You had your hand up.
Oh, no. When you were saying if anyone can catch up, because like I said, Stephon Diggs was having long conversations with CJ Stroud. That Texans team is young. They balled out on the draft this year. They get even more pieces, and they get more D-line help with Will Anderson. And Will Anderson might end up being like a top 3 D lineman next year. He's a dark horse. CJ Stroud with Tank Dell, Nico Collins,
Stephon Diggs.
Yo, and hey, we don't know how much longer Kelsey has. And then once Kelsey's gone, who's Mahomes throwing to? They're
going to trade for Dalton Kincaid.
Hey, he's number one receiver in the league.
Right. Yeah, Cardone said he's your number one receiver.
They're going to trade for baby Kelsey Kincaid. They're going to try to get Kincaid
or Kyle Pitts, man. They ain't
Kyle Pitts, free Kyle.
Or Kyle Pitts, or they might get Kyle Pitts.
Free Kyle Pitts.
So I'm just saying, like
Raheem Moses is there.
The Texans are in a prime position because their best players are still on their rookie contracts, so they can pay vets and they can still draft good players. So they're the only ones like in a really prime position to make some noise.
Yeah. Yo, Houston is going to be one of my favorites going into year. I think I might take them to go to the AFC chip. I think CJ Stroud might. I think CJ Stroud this season.
Okay,
I like him.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna just say it. I think CJ Stroud this season. I think he's going to do enough this year to just pass everybody except Mahomes in the AFC. I think he's going to ball out so crazy. We're going to say he's the second best quarterback in the AFC. That's how I think he's going.
Speaking of the AFC.
No, I said the AFC. No, I said AFC. That's why I said AFC. That's why I said AFC. I'm not going to say the whole thing. I'm going to say AFC.
But all the top 6 quarterbacks are all in the AFC, J-Rob.
Hey. So
if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Speaking of the AFC, I will give them credit because he is talking. He is saying things. He is talking about Super Bowls. And it's a quarterback that I've been more negative than positive with. The Chargers, we got to see what they about to do with Jim Harbaugh. Because we know Jim Harbaugh can coach. We know what he did with the 49ers. And we know that Justin Herbert is supposed to be this generational talent. That's supposed to be an elite quarterback that's top 5. So if they meet the expectations Jim Harbaugh is saying, that he's saying multiple Super Bowls, I'm just being objective. Herbert could challenge Mahomes in that way.
I'm actually nervous for Herbert. I'm actually nervous as hell for Herbert this year.
Because Greg Roman is the OC?
No. Greg, no. Actually, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that because they're gonna actually be able to tote the pill this year. So they're gonna probably have a run game with
they'll have everything that he never had.
I think they're gonna consider what early. I think they're gonna consider trying to get Barkley or Derrick Henry to try to come to LA, which they should. They should throw a bag at either of those players. Now, when I look at the Chargers, the reason why they just scared me is because listen, the expectation is going out the building. And so listen, if he don't perform, it's not going to be like he can't just throw for 4,300, 4,500 and people going to care. They're going to want to see what he's going to do in them offs. Like Justin Herbert's that type of quarterback now. We know what you are. We know what you could do on a regular Thursday night game, Sunday night game. These offs is going to be everything for him. And I'm nervous for him because, he don't perform well. I know how this, I've really learned from players' choice in the media. Like they're going to start Dak Prescott in him, Lamar Jackson in him. That's what happens. Come on. Am I lying though? Like, that's why I put up that thing between Lamar Jackson and Peyton Manning starting their careers in the playoffs. Cause bro, like, you gonna get these tags, bro, and just come with it. Like, so I just know if Justin the thing is about Justin Herbert is the difference between him and I would say like Lamar Jackson's first playoff game or Dak Prescott's first playoff game is we watched you go up hella. Shit was in a bag, like, you know what I'm saying? And for y'all to squander it that way, that left such a sour taste that I'm worried about him going into. But I think they'd be all right. I like Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh is a guy, so I think they'll be okay. But they do got to get past.
They got to fix that defense.
And they got to fix that defense.
I trust Jim Harbaugh to do it.
Get them old ass players out of there. Get them old dogs out of there, bro. It's quiet. These old.
I'm with Ship Gun. I think the Raiders are coming for the Chiefs next year. If they can get a quarterback, though, they might do something sneaky. They might make a sneaky.
I like the Raiders. I like the Raiders.
I like the Raiders, but I don't expect them to.
I know they just hired Chad Ochocinco for some undisclosed, but he doesn't even know what he's hired. He literally did. I posted in the chat. He said he doesn't even know what position he's getting, but they just hired him.
Yeah, he's probably going to work with wide receivers.
Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. They might mess around and beat Mahomes next year. I wouldn't be shocked. And that would be huge for Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers can get a Super Bowl with Jets next year, legacy, that'd be huge.
On me, bro. If they go to the Super Bowl and win it with the Jets,
we're not gonna see A-Rod.
I might take A-Rod. Hey, my all-time GOATs might be Mahomes, Rodgers, then Brady. You feel me? It might be like Rodgers, then Brady. Shit. Let Aaron Rodgers bring a chip to New York City. I might go crazy. I would dead cry. I would cry on the platform, bro. I would dead cry. I'm gonna cry if it happens. I would dead cry, bro. Snotty nose.
I mean, I cried when the Nuggets won. Ain't no shame in that.
Yeah, snotty nose cry. Like, yo, I can't believe this. But all right, y'all, that's our time. Make sure y'all tune in. I think it's Chill with Chill up next at 5 o'clock. So make sure y'all kick it with And with that being said, fellas, cheers to the Super Bowl. Cheers to a good run, y'all. We will see y'all next week. Next Monday, post Super Bowl, show gonna be crazy. Rankings gonna be crazy. Me and Bama got a lot of footage to go over. We appreciate y'all. Did I miss anybody's super chat? My guy Santo. If I'm Purdy, I ain't trying to hear nothing under 40. Facts.
Exactly.
Pay me my bag.
Y'all not about to pay me the same as Daniel Jones. Ain't no